Hello, and welcome to another episode of DCU Daily on Oh So Curious. I am back. It's been a while since I was... Has it been? I don't know. Well, we weren't live on Monday, but hey, you know what? We're back. We got a lot to talk about. If you guys clicked on this video, you're likely here to talk about all the set photos and videos for Man of Tomorrow. They're filming in Atlanta tonight as we speak. Also, we're going to be talking about the Batman Part 2, and apparently the Batman Part 2 is going to have a lot of night shooting as well coming up. So Robert Pattinson is going to be telling us about that. We got Tom Holland talking about the future of Spider-Man, as well as, all the learnings he got from the Sir President Christopher Nolan himself and how he applied that to his work on Spider-Man Brand New Day. And of course, we're going to have the Summer of Supergirl, a lot more footage, new character posters. We're going to get into those as well. My dearly beloved franchise Stargate, it looks like we'll have to wait a while longer for another series because the one they were working on, they're not working on it anymore. So there's that, and I do get to talk about Silo Season 3, which I'm excited about, and that's actually only a month away now. So, and then lots more beyond that. So to do that and so much more, let's hit that news intro and get the show started.
It doesn't seem to matter what I do. Number 2.
All right, mister, I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding. You're kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne. I like that. You're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see Corbin.
Right there.
You look ridiculous.
Well, not no more, he don't.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What
Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow! Wow!
Okay, all right. Well, lots to get into. I mean, I didn't even mention the fact that Avengers Doomsday took a big L today, or more specifically, the Russo brothers took a big L today. And boy, it's turning out to be a decent week for DC and not a very good one for Marvel. But you know what? I just finished Spider-Noir. John,
I haven't finished it yet, so don't spoil anything. I've been very busy. Don't spoil anything, please.
But what are you excited about?
I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about Backrooms. I know that's like, I'm not trying to do that as a segue. I'm just like, I'm excited to talk about that because I'm a fan of the movie, and seeing them be successful is really great. So, yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
I can give a short review too if the people want. So we should. And then, because of course we got to get to the main event today, which is going to be Man of Tomorrow. We're going to talk about all the set photos, the reveals over the last couple of days. And then today, I mean, of course, as we're doing this, they're filming on the set. So we're going to go through stuff as it's coming in. We've got our X feeds and everything DC Film News. We appreciate you.
Yeah. I mean, and not only them, of course, there's a bunch of other.
Yeah, Just Jared has been a big one for fucking decades at this point.
So we've got a lot of good ones, and we'll get into that. But hello to D. Cole. Hello to Monique, who's having a terrific Tuesday.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? You got steak? You got surf and turf up in this bitch? God, we need to go to Monique's house, Dan. Like, this is crazy, bro.
I would just settle
and
for
here I am eating microwavable
salad.
tikka masala. Like, come on, man. This ain't fucking fair, bro.
I mean, I made
although I do have a ribeye in the freezer, so I could, make that.
I cooked up a chicken meatball Alfredo with pasta and stuff. So like it was nice, and I had baked some chicken. But nothing like sweet kale salad and London broil steak and steamed lobster tails. Wow.
I'd even eat the kale salad, and I fucking hate kale.
I'd eat the kale salad. I'll just take that alone. But anyway, hello Caleb, honka. And MTG, you're right. It is happening. It's happening. Oh my God, I'm Steve Carell right now. And we're
it's not happening though, Dan. Stargate.
Hosea in the chat. I already mentioned that. Don't get to it because I need to. My voice might go during the show. Just letting you guys know. So I want to save it for when I can talk about Stargate, and then I can talk about.
And then you can go full fueled rant. Yeah. We're gonna get Jurassic League levels of rant from Dan today, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah. Hey, Steven. You know what? Yeah, it's coming in hard and fast. And Bulge Watch is also on. And you know what? Yes, we will be talking about Zack Snyder
We'll be
later
talking
in the
about
show.
that.
For that very specific reason.
I'm not doing a rant. Don't worry. I don't hate Caleb. What are you talking about?
Well, we love all you guys and gals for showing up on the live show. Let's get things going. John, Backroom scored
also
118.
Happy Pride Month and Happy Men's Mental Health Month.
Absolutely. I was having a bad mental health
Dan, you forgot to change the PFP to a rainbow. Now the people won't know if we like the gays or not. So you gotta do that after the show.
Yeah, I'll have to fix that. But yes, it is.
But
Happy
Pride
Rooms,
thank you. Fucking just okay. Here's the thing. Backrooms global opening is $118 million. Kane Parsons becomes the youngest director. He's only 20 to top the box office. That's great. And Obsession has been doing well. To keep that in mind, and we have the chart for it. So if you don't believe me, we can look into that.
Hey, Angelica.
Backrooms just made in one weekend more than the entire box office of Obsession in 3. That's insane, guys. That's fucking... Now, I personally prefer Obsession, but Backrooms, great fucking movie. I would say go see it. Guys, this is it's a good time to be a horror fan right now. I'm just saying.
Good time to be a fan of filmmakers that started off on YouTube.
Original filmmaking and original films, all that fun stuff.
It's broken many A24 records. It's the biggest opening weekend A24 has ever had. I mean, Kane Parsons is already probably looking into a Backrooms too. We'll talk about that later.
In regards to A24,
to top the box office,
Marty Supreme took like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 weekends to get to 100 million, and boom, here Kane Parsons is making that in one weekend.
Dude, but also Obsession has already become Focus Features' highest grossing film ever. I didn't think that was possible, but not that the number is very high. But wow. John, do you actually have the chart? Because I think it was in this article here. They have a chart for like what the weekend
we have like. It. It's right here.
There we go. So these are the actuals for the weekend. So Backrooms with the 81 million over the course of the week. I mean, the 118. I think they had like a record-breaking Monday as well. So Backrooms is just killing it, and then you got Obsession there as well. Now Backrooms 118 million is the worldwide tally, so you can tell it's still very heavily, leaning towards an American audience. But I mean, look, Angelica saw it twice in theaters already, so you could tell the people want to go see it, and the people are going to see it, and it definitely showing up in the box office. Yeah, we'll talk about Scorsese and AI later too, Caleb. Thanks for bringing that up. I mean, but John, Mando and Grogu in its second weekend is already down to number 3, not even number 2. It lost out to Obsession, which was in his third weekend. Like, that's just, I'm sorry, Disney, but you gotta be worried. Like, Michael is still in number 4. That's impressive.
You better fucking pray to God, Disney, that Ryan Gosling is gonna come down from the heavens and fucking save your fucking shitty ass. Like, goddamn, bro. It's kind of like when, like,
Mido and Grogu. Thank you, Caleb. That's great.
It was like when like Kevin Feige was giving nice words about Godzilla -1, and I'm like, you should be fucking embarrassed, bro. What the fuck you mean? You've never won a single like special effects award with your $400 million bloated superhero bullshit, and then here comes fucking Godzilla -1 making green screens in parking lots for $10 million, and they beat you for an Oscar. And like, you should be fucking embarrassed. Like, Kevin Feige should be embarrassed. I know Kathleen Kennedy doesn't care, and she's the one that, like, she's like, peace, bitches, I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. But even then, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni should be fucking embarrassed too. Like, this is bad. And it also shows like the power of TikTok, because I know somebody was I think M2G was saying about the marketing. Well, just hear the thing. TikTok, these two movies are fucking going crazy on TikTok. That's why Obsession got even more tickets in the second weekend, because they were selling it hard on TikTok. And that's why so many, like, the vast majority, I think it was like 75% of moviegoers were below the age of 35 for going to see Obsession. So it's just, that's just how it is. And yeah, it's, you know, I'm not gonna act like Disney hasn't been made. Like, Marvel has been, outside of their shitty marketing for Doomsday, Marvel has been killing it. I have said this many a times, that Wonder Man, One Last Kill, Born Again, and it looks like upcoming Brand New Day, as well as Spider Noir, even though that's not MCU, they're killing it. The Marvel's killing it right now in terms of the stuff they're actually, like, releasing. So not to say, like, oh yeah, Disney is in the shitter now, it's the end of Disney. It just goes to show the Star Wars side of things, not necessarily Disney as a whole, but Star Wars. That's why I specifically said Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. They should be embarrassed for that.
Well, like, so this is where to the point that M2G is making, that maybe, because he just went to see it again with his family, and there were plenty of kids in the theaters. I think Disney movies in the past, like The Lion King 2, I think it was, a lot of people gave up on it, but then it went on to have a very respectable box office because Disney tends to leave their... Right? Was it Mufasa the Lion? Yes, you're right. Mufasa the Lion King. So... Yeah.
I mean, look at Elemental, although it's Pixar, that had that was a sleeper hit. Everyone's like, oh yeah, this sucks, but then word of mouth spread, and that became a good, modest box office success.
And the reason why that is because these movies tend to lean obviously towards a family audience, but also especially like towards kids. Like Mandalorian and Grogu is definitely, it's not like every part of the movie is kid friendly. Also, but
you gotta remember this a little bit. I understand what you're saying, like the family side of things, but then on top of the fact, you're gonna have Toy Story coming out in a couple weeks, which is gonna further obliterate this.
That's the thing, that is, you know what, that is gonna get in this. It's gonna, I mean, they're both Disney properties. They're going to cannibalize each other.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like I'm just saying in terms of specifically for Mandalorian and Grogu. But, if this was the only child-friendly movie for the next 3 months, I'd be like, maybe it'll get its money back. It'll get a modest profit. But the fact you have Minions and Monsters and Toy Story 5 coming out next month alone, and Supergirl, which is a little family-friendly, and then maybe He-Man, but that's pushing it. So yeah, it's just
I mean, look, so here's the thing. I wouldn't call it a flop just yet, though, because
I would say it's a flop. It'll probably break even.
And so the point I was gonna make real quick about Mandalorian, because much like what happened with Mufasa the Lion King, or the Lion King Mufasa, whatever they called it, the prequel. Kids aren't all out of school yet, because the later you go into the month of June, the more kids will be done with school. And so I feel like there's still a latent audience that hasn't quite shown up yet from Mandalorian. I'm not going to say it's going to have maybe the Mufasa level of pull, but Disney will leave this movie in theaters for a long time, like they do with all their films. And even if Toy Story comes out and takes a big chunk of out of even Mando and Grogu sales of what's already gone, but I do think that it's going to just by even just a slow trickle, like 24 million this weekend, if it makes another 15 next, and it just keeps going like that, and just by being in theaters for so long, Mandalorian and Grogu could have a respect. If they break even at the box office, then the merchandise you already know is going to have, got them into the black. So yeah, it's got another 70% drop from its previous week, which was bad. 70% is really bad, but I'm not going to give up on it yet. But John, obviously the story is Obsession is doing fantastic in 3 weeks of being at the box office. And then of course Backrooms, still, it's just now the biggest movie in the world. It's the biggest movie A24's ever had. Not to mention, it's not just the US. The US audience obviously showed up, 81 million, John, but the Irish and UK audience also showed up, because Backrooms was a big hit there as well. And like you guys said in the chat, marketing is cheaper than ever, whether it's social media marketing, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all these platforms, Threads, what's the other one, Blue Sky, it just there's so many, Blue Sky Social, there's so many out there. And Mandalorian and Grogu will be fine, but John, if you can go to the UK and Irish box, that was impressive to me, because the opening weekend, 118 million total. Of that, 81 million came from US. So you would think that it's not doing very well abroad. But the UK and then Ireland box office, it was really good. Like, it did fantastic over there. So it does go to show you that, you know, while not every other international country, because in some international markets, you know, you just need to have a big franchise presence to make money. Like, you know, in a lot of Asian markets, although that started to change, but you know, Backrooms brought in 5.7 million just from the UK and Ireland audience. So that's pretty good. Mando and Grogu, for comparison, made 3.5 million. So, um, you know, it beat out Mando and Grogu in that department as well, or in that territory as well. So it's Backrooms is not just an American hit; it is truly doing really well for A24 all over the world. And I just don't. I think we just, you know, need to make sure we don't forget that, and hopefully that will continue in the weeks to come. Hello, Movie Spud. Happy birthday! Yes, happy belated birthday to Tom Holland yesterday. And yes, we are talking about Backrooms. But yeah, all those interviews that they're doing nowadays, John, you've noticed, I'm sure, for a lot of these movies, in addition to the viral marketing with, like, you know, social media content creator partnerships, and you see a lot of like TikTok stuff. You see a lot more of these actors, instead of going on late night shows, or they still do, but they go on a lot of podcasts, and it's just become, because I mean, you know, they know where the audiences are, and I feel like that's really helpful as well. So I mean, I thank you, MTG, for pointing that out. And you know, that's still a lot cheaper than doing those old school marketing campaigns where you're buying ad spots on television, and you still get a lot of exposure. And then oftentimes the audiences that are watching those podcasts are much more loyal and much more likely to follow through with, you know, whatever podcast this content creator is recommending to them. So yeah, it's the studios are being smarter with their marketing budgets. And I mean, that's the whole reason why Warner Brothers created that new movie division to begin with. So hopefully we'll see how they can, like, really jump on that trend. But obviously A24 Focus Features already doing a really good job of that. So let us know, guys, what you think about the Backrooms box office. We'd love to hear from you. Did you go see it? I know some of you guys already saw it, not even once, but, you know, several times. So between that and Obsession, who needs a Mandolin and Grogu? Although I went and saw it, I actually have the popcorn bucket for Mando and Grogu. I have it. You could pop the head. I figured it out the other day. I promise I know how to do this. Oh, there it is. I was like, for Halloween, I should put some brains in there. Brains. I don't know. You know.
But that's not the popcorn bucket I care about, Dan. What about the sword for He-Man? Like, come on now.
I haven't been yet, but I need to go because I was away from home the last few days. But yeah, I will definitely get you an update on that, John. All right, D. Cole.
I'm just
okay,
excited,
and then,
Dan. That's all. And I don't want to pay scalpers $400 for one on eBay.
I hear you. Me neither. But and on that note, and speaking of Tom Holland, let's talk about some MCU Weekly, John. We gotta talk about the latest from
and not
Avengers
greatest because
Doomsday.
Oof.
Didn't we have a quick hit about this? That the Russos were promising, I think, something green. Maybe people thought it was going to be a trailer. We did say that it was July 18, 2026. But then with the swatch that they posted, and well, today they had this surprise pop-up event, and they were giving out, or like they were selling or giving out, I don't even know. It was just
Latveria, it was like a
pop-up
coffee shop.
Like,
and
okay,
the internet is like fucking losing their minds because because like the past few days they posted like the green thing, and then they posted like like a flag or a logo, and then it was like this over the last couple of days, and then we're like, oh my god, we're getting a trailer, and then it's a pop-up. Either this is the greatest marketing ploy in the history of film, or Marvel is run by brain-dead monkeys.
I feel like there's a lot of like big promises and little returns happening with the marketing campaign behind this, and they've had several moments now where they generate a lot of buzz because it's Avengers Doomsday, because of course, it's the next big Avengers movie. It's going to wrap up this whole saga. So I think they're generating a lot of excitement, or certainly buzz by default, whether it was the 6-hour chair stream, the things that became known as clues, or those mini trailers, and leaking them and then releasing them and all that stuff. It's just, And then now this, not to mention this, they didn't even have like a trailer at the Super Bowl. Like it's just there's a lot of I just feel like eventually people will get tired of this, or maybe like by the time we get to that point they will actually drop a trailer, because already they've shown the trailer to an audience at CinemaCon, and I can't, like the rumors and the leaks around the movie's plot and the reshoots and all are rampant. I just don't get it. Like I feel like at this point, like this is just literally, I don't know. This is like teasing. Like this is teasing beyond like what I personally care for, to be honest. I mean, for all we know, maybe that July 18th date is actually it, and we just gotta wait for Spider-Man to come out, which would make sense. I'm kind of tired of it too, MTG. But John, we had not just this, but the Russo brothers were at a Deadline event. The Deadline, the news outlet we usually talk about, they do like an event this time of year, and the Russo brothers were there, and they kind of shared some new details. They did their whole interviews, and after that surprise fell flat and the internet has been fuming, they did give us some information in this interview, a lot more than what people would have expected from that surprise. So do you want to kind of walk us through some of what they said? Because it's kind of interesting. I mean, some of this is like, okay, we'll believe you when we see it stuff, but then some of it feels relevant to the here and the now. So yeah, Deadline at South by Southwest London is the event. So I don't know if you can walk through this. If you scroll down a little bit more in this article, you can. So here's a quote that I wanted to read. So the Russo brothers were obviously asked, like, are you going to be doing more Marvel movies in the future? And they were saying, look, they kind of are exhausted after they were exhausted after the first run. They felt the passion reignite with the idea that Stephen McFeely pitched, the writer of the movie, for Doomsday. And they've talked about this. We have talked about this before, and how it kind of like it broke open a whole new set of possibilities for them, and we kind of have an idea what that means now. They didn't give away anything about the Avengers. Well, sorry, the Doctor Doom costume. And then continuing on that same thread of will they do more movies, they said part of our challenge has always been that there's something that we love from the comics, and there's something that other fans of the comics love. Sometimes those things are the same thing, sometimes they're different things. John, if you scroll down a little bit more, the long, short of it is that the Russo brothers said for now, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars will be the last Marvel movies they'll be working on. They did say for now. So I don't know, John, do you believe that they're done with Marvel? I mean, that's what they said last time too. It's just,
well, one can only hope.
So they said like Doom hits that sweet spot between being very specific and unique to the original story that happens within the film, but also delivering on what the most awesome things are about Doom in the comics. We're back to phase 0. We're starting over from scratch. We're not leaning on anything from the past. It's a completely new direction. I mean, they're clearly leaning on things from the past, because like they're bringing back Steve fucking Rogers. Like that right there is
bringing back the fucking X-Men from Fox. Like, hello. So
like are you kidding me? You're leaning on the past. So
it's like a whole like going from Last Jedi to Rise of Skywalker, where it's like, don't rely on the past, kill it if you have to, and then the 9th movie's like, hey, Palpatine's back, leaning on the past, baby. It's just like, yeah, okay, well, yeah.
I mean, not to mention, they also said that as for where things stand with them, the latter, Secret Wars is currently in pre-production. Doomsday, I mean, like I said, these two Avengers movies will be pretty much the last thing they do. And with regard to Avengers Doomsday specifically, they mentioned that Marvel Studios will rip it out of their hands in November. So they're going to keep working on it right until the release date. So they are kind of cutting it close. But I mean, I can imagine these movies generally cut it close. Nowadays, like, you're not distributing, physical prints. So you can literally work on it till the day before the movie comes out, really. And then the theaters will download a copy from the servers that the studios give them access to. So it's all possible. But yeah, I mean, John, do you believe them? Do you believe them that this is it for Joe and Anthony Russo? Also, them mentioning Phase Zero. Uh, they did kind of talk about like this is more and more of a reset. Hello, Ron, how are you doing? Uh, we've all kind of thought about this being a reset for the MCU. We know that Kevin Feige has suggested maybe it will be more of a soft reboot than a hard reboot last year when he talked about a lot of things with the Fantastic Four interview. So yeah, I mean, not leaning into the past, something new. I don't believe that stuff. But do you think the Russos? Because there was a rumor a while ago, or a report that the Russos might stick around as sort of like puppeteers almost of where the MCU goes from here. Not necessarily to direct more movies. Now they've kind of said it that for now this is the last Marvel. These are the last Marvel movies they'll direct.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe it. Do you believe that? Like,
never say never again.
Yeah. Wait, that's a different franchise. But okay. All right. On that note,
well, you know why it was called that? It was because after Diamonds Are Forever,
yes.
Sean Connery said in an interview, "I am never again doing another James Bond
I know
movie."
exactly what you're talking about.
So they called his movie that was not made by Eon. It was, right. I think, like somebody had the rights to Thunderball, and they could make it without Eon's tag. So they were like, so like we're calling it Never Say Never Again because you're back, Sean Connery, and guess what? That movie sucked too. So oopsie daisies.
It did, because also he looked older. I mean, it was. Because
I think they tried to do like, it's like James Bond is retiring, and they tried to like also do Thunderball with that, and it just kind of didn't work. So
yep. Anyway, it's silly, but local mafia ties would be my hometown newspaper headlines were named the Russo Bros. Yeah, that's hilarious. Especially having just watched Spider Noir, I can feel that. No, I know. Yes, Brian, it's absolutely does. But you know what? It also kind of was the beginning of like those kind of titles for Bond movies. So it also kind of works because Never Say Never Again, because like Sean Connery had not played Bond for the longest period of time since he had started playing Bond. So it was like true in a more meta sense beyond just the backstory of it all. But anyway. Let's talk about Spider-Man, John. Why don't you kind of walk us through some of it? There's a lot of stuff Tom Holland was saying. I think there was a new GQ interview that he did. So we got a lot to get through here. So let's just kind of walk through some of what he had to say. Some insights into both his approach to filmmaking, how he kind of managed to balance working on Spider-Man Brand New Day and The Odyssey, basically back to back.
Yeah, and Tom Holland apparently would call the Spider-Man producers from the Odyssey set in order to lay down the law about filming movies the Christopher Nolan way, and just
oh
I can't do that too much because it's 11 o'clock at night, but thank God for Tom Holland's clout, because nobody else could fucking say this to Marvel. And they're like, he's like, ha ha, you motherfuckers better fucking listen to me now, because I ain't Henry Cavill, where I'm just gonna be beat around by shitty directors and you could do whatever the fuck you want. No. I am the captain now. Motherfuckers, we're not doing this shit. We're not doing it. We're not going to come to set and figure it out. We need to show why we are making this movie beyond the fact that it's Spider-Man 4. They make loads of money and we're going to just have a big summer. Why are we making this movie? And Destin was very super instrumental in that. So yeah, we had 2 golden boys to Marvel. So he's like, you know what, motherfucker, we are going to make a real movie. And if you don't like that, well, I'm fucking out of here. It's like George Costanza going into a car dealership. We're walking out.
I know exactly I literally saw that exact episode not too long ago. But anyway, yes. But speaking of Destin Daniel Cretton, John, if you go to the next article, Tom Holland sort of like talked a little bit more about how Destin Daniel Cretton ended up, being a part of this movie. I mean, the first thing was he called the Sony Pictures boss, which I think is Tom Rothman. We've talked about him from like CinemaCon week and all that, and so I'm sure you guys have heard of his name before. You know what, figure drawing? That would be epic if Nolan went in that direction.
That would be pretty epic.
The studio would want to I mean, no, he's also never done that before. So, well, Brian, I don't know about that. You know what? Here's the thing. Tom Holland knows he's got some pull. He's kind of like, Daniel Craig. I don't know if he's gonna get a producer credit on these new movies, this new trilogy, but he knows like he's got pull. And he also, I can't imagine Tom Holland is like walking in like Dwayne Johnson. The hierarchy of power is about to change in the DCEU. He comes across as like, like it's easy go. Like when he talks to you, he probably says it in like this cool British accent, and it's just like Tom is like, oh yeah, Tom Rothman. I mean, he's like, yeah, sure, Tom. Like, yeah, we could do that. So yeah, he basically called Tom Rothman and was like, look, I'm sorry, I need to work on this movie, The Odyssey, for Christopher Nolan, and so we're gonna need to basically not, film Spider-Man Brand New Day for like another 6 months. And it was a tough pill to swallow at first, obviously, because like, for Sony it means like they gotta make a lot of changes and stuff. But no, exactly, Monique. I mean, Tom Holland knows he's the guy. They're not gonna like, because if you fire him, like, you're not gonna recast and go with the same continuity. Not to mention, like, the love interest in the movie is his, as of now, not officially confirmed wife. So like, there's a lot invested in this. Yeah. Hello, watcher. But Tom Holland mentioned that to Tom Rothman, and he had to kind of go along with it, John, because like, they got no other option. And as part of that, I found this to be very interesting, because they had that extra 6 months. Tom Holland mentioned that he was able to work with Destin Daniel Cretton. A lot of things changed behind the scenes at Marvel, which freed up Destin Daniel Cretton, because remember, he was going to be working on the Kang Dynasty, right? So when things got rejigged, he got freed up, and then he was like, oh, I'm going to work on Brand New Day. And not just as like, somebody who was writing the movie with Tom Holland, or like along, with Tom Holland's input, but it allowed them to kind of rejig things in the background, and Destin Daniel Cretton went on to direct, obviously, as we know now, Spider-Man Brand New Day. So in a way, Tom Holland, thank you, watcher, but like, in a way, Tom Holland saying, we gotta, wait to film this movie because I'm working on the Odyssey. And that delay actually ended up working out in favor of the movie itself, and probably for the better of Sony as well, because Destin Daniel Cretton was going to do another Marvel Studios film, and all of a sudden he became available. And here we are. So it worked out. I think it worked out. I mean, hopefully when we see the movie, that would only be further reinforced. But John, that's, you know what? Sometimes things just work out well that way, and it's just good to see that. But yeah, by the way, I think we totally forgot to mention this earlier. Backrooms, okay, sorry, quick sidebar. Backrooms 2 is in the works right now. Apparently, what's the name of the filmmaker? Kane Parsons. He's just looking for a new writing partner. And it looks like A24 might be back in the picture for that. So just letting you guys know, I totally forgot to mention this earlier. So Backrooms 2 is potentially in the works. I mean, he's made no secret of that, at the red carpet and press events for all the Backrooms premiere and all that. So but you know what, Johnny, I agree with you on Spider-Man. Getting back to that, Backrooms, back to rooms. Thank you, Caleb. John, there's more stuff that Tom Holland said, but remember years ago he mentioned how after 30 he was no longer play Peter Parker. I believe Tom Holland just turned 30. Am I wrong about that? Let me just check what his age is, but like, clearly the timeline, yeah, he just turned 30.
Literally yesterday.
The timeline has shifted a little bit, John. So why don't you read it, because he kind of addressed that in the GQ interview as well. What did he have to say? Because obviously he's going to be playing Spider-Man Beyond 30.
So, well, the first part was about the production schedules, but he said, I think one of the reasons why Sony were happy to it's okay. So it's been 5 years since Holland last played Spider-Man, and in 2021, he told DQ if he were still playing the ball color after he turned 30, I've done something wrong. He just turned 30 yesterday. It's funny, I saw that quote pop up somewhere recently, and I kind of reeled because I was trying to remember what I meant. I think the point of it is that I would love to pass the baton on, and I haven't achieved that yet. It's definitely something that we talk about a lot at the studio, so maybe I need to change the quote to 37. I could also have been trying to leverage Sony and scare them into thinking I wasn't going to do Spider-Man 4, now that I have a new deal on the horizon, so I don't know what it could have been. It could have been part of a strategy to create fear. Bro's like Scarecrow up in this bitch. I think the truth is that playing Spider-Man has been the joy of my life. I now kind of stand on the plinth of, like, I'll do it for as long as they'll have me. So, also here's some cool promo art.
Yeah, I mean, but as long as they'll have me is pretty much what every actor who's back in a role act. Like, you know, I feel like that's Hugh Jackman's thing right now, and Ryan Reynolds' thing as well with Deadpool and Wolverine. So, yeah, you know, as long as they'll have him, sure, 37. I mean, that's probably how long he's gonna be in the role to go through this new trilogy. So fair enough. But John, there's a couple other promotional things we got to talk about. There's a new Chinese poster that they put out for the movie,
and again, it's way fucking better than our fucking post. I mean, actually, to be fair, we've had some really good posters, but that's like my favorite poster. Same thing happened with Supergirl. Why are the Chinese getting all the awesome posters? God damn it!
I mean, there's a big Chinese audience, and you gotta like try to capture that audience. I just love, again, they're going back to like the Sam Raimi era of marketing, and so Sony knows like something about that worked really well, and it's good to just kind of go back to that. So yeah, I love this poster. This poster looks great. And you know, they released new promo art as well. Yeah, this is great. There's also another poster, I think. Let me see if I can find that. There we go. That looks pretty epic. I still find like the suit fit on him and like the version of color blue a little off. But yeah, the Watcher saying, like I have said in this pod, Holland will have 3 trilogy. You know, I still don't know if he's gonna do 3 trilogies, because he's gonna be like in his 40s when the 3rd trilogy will start, Watcher. So I don't know. That still feels a bit of a reach, you know? The best laid plans, I say. But well, Caleb, it's not exactly that. I feel like the Spider-Man 3 poster, by the way, is superior because like the pose. But anyway, 3 trilogies is still asking for a lot, considering where we are at now. Because if just think about it, like he's gonna be 30 when this movie comes out. Even if they do it like every other year, you still have to look at it and be like, okay, so he's gonna be like 36 probably by the time the 3rd movie comes out in this trilogy. So would he want to start a new trilogy in his late 30s? I mean, it's certainly possible. It would be the best example of like cast him young so that you can have him around for a long time situation. But I would still kind of venture a guess that the 3rd trilogy would depend a lot on where things go with this trilogy, where the MCU is, and really, honestly, if he's got other stuff going on beyond Spider-Man. Because right now he's still got a lot of stuff beyond Well, he's tried a lot of stuff beyond Spider-Man, but really no other big hits, so no other franchises. So, you know what, Ron, I agree with you. 3 trilogies. First one is a home, second in his high school, college, and 3rd. Yeah, we've talked about it, adult years, but Spider-Man 6 ED. You know, he might be dealing with that by that point in time. Yeah, I mean, look, it's not a lot. You're right. I mean, by MCU standards, you could still. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is back. You know, so like, there's no limit. But hey, D. Ross, how you doing, Marco? I'm just saying, it just feels like thinking about another trilogy beyond this trilogy when we're just starting this trilogy. The best laid plans, you know. So I'll just wait. See, 3 trilogies.
Yeah, remember when George Lucas planned 4 trilogies for Star Wars? Yeah, look how that fucking turned out.
It's a lot. I mean, and the guy was like talking about bouncing at the end, before the end of the last trilogy. So I don't know. But anyway, John, there's more here. Let's kind of go through this stuff. In fact, there was in addition to the new poster, that's other new poster. Tom Holland also talked about how there was a scene they were filming on set for A Brand New Day where it was him and Zendaya. It might have been even the scene that we see that screenshot from the other day. Spider-Man in the nursing home. I feel like they should do like that 22 Jump Street end sequence with, you know, future Spider-Man movie titles, and that would be great. But anyway, what was I saying? So, yeah, there was a scene they were working on, and for A Brand New Day, it involves Zendaya's, you know, MJ, and essentially, like, after a long day of filming,
wouldn't have been bad as a fucking Disney sequel trilogy.
Yeah, Well, Tom Holland, went to the director and was like, because he asked Zendaya, he was like, "Look, I may not have done this if it was another actor who, I wasn't married to, but his IRL official fiance, maybe, wife, Zendaya, it was like, I went and asked her, and she was like, yeah, because they were doing her coverage, basically meaning like they were just doing her shots at that point, where she's on camera and he's reading off camera, and he was like, well, is this working for you? Because it's not really working for me. And basically Zendaya was like, no, I don't think the scene is working at all. And so Holland goes up to, again, the man knows how to use his power well as the star behind this franchise. And he told Destiny Cretton, like, hey man, listen, I've been shooting for hours and I hate to tell you this, but I don't think the scene is working. Zendaya and I, that we're supposed to feel what we're supposed to feel, we're not feeling it in the moment. He said to the crew, everyone can go home and we're going to sit down and rewrite this scene. So he basically, got Destiny Cretton to kind of be like, all right, we're going to wrap up for the day, to the crew, go and redo it. And now the scene that Tom Holland said ended up in the movie as a result of those rewrites, he's just really glad because it sings in the movie, according to Tom Holland. So, I mean, this isn't like a truly standout story in the sense that we have seen this before. I mean, an actor kind of like having that kind of sway on the matter in a movie, but it just goes to show you, like, Tom Holland is really invested in this, not only for the sake of himself and obviously, for his career, but also I think he means it when he says that he wants to put out the best product for the fans. Like Daniel Craig did the same.
Absolutely.
He brought on a ton of, like, he helped bring in Roger Deakins and stuff, and the people that worked on those movies, and elevated James Bond well beyond like the 90s, pop, weirdness that was the Pierce Brosnan era. And I feel like Tom Holland on some level is doing the same here for this franchise, and hopefully we'll get to see that, and more of that this summer. But I'm impressed by that. I'm impressed by his attention to detail, because you can just do your job, go home, come back the next day, and start over. But he's obviously more interested than that. So well, Watcher, we knew about the 11 movies in Fast and Furious like 5 years ago at this point, but I hear what you're saying. There's no Dakota Johnson, Jared Leto, or Aaron Taylor Johnson, or Tom Hardy in this, but yeah, maybe if they eventually make it into the third trilogy, sure. John, I don't know how you feel about the idea of a third trilogy of Spider-Man movies, but what do you think about Tom Holland kind of taking charge and really sort of directing traffic?
I am good franchise? For him. Like, straight up, like, he knows he has the clout, so he's gonna use it to his advantage. Like, he's like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking say it. We shouldn't do the movie like this. We shouldn't do this scene like this. We're going to do it like this. And, like, honestly, I think it would be really awesome. Maybe he has an eye for it. Maybe he doesn't. I would love to see Tom Holland direct a Spider-Man movie. Not his own, because that's very hard to do, especially with a big actor. Like, it would be cool if, like, we got, like, a Spider-Man movie with whoever is taking over, because we know someone's going to take over. Whether that be Miles, whether that be Gwen, whether that be Mayday Parker, whoever they're going to do, most likely Miles. I would want Tom Holland to direct that movie because he clearly understands the character. He clearly has an eye for this sort of thing. And I think that would be really awesome to see. I think that would be really cool. So
I agree with
you. I think, and that would be like the ultimate passing of the torch, like the previous Spider-Man actually directing the next guy's movie. That's just like, it's like poetry. It rhymes. Every stanza rhymes with the last. Anyway, speaking of George Lucas, but yeah, I think that would be really cool. I don't know if he ever like had an eye for directing or if he's even interested in it, but I think if he is, I think that would be really cool.
That I would love to see. I don't think, is there an example of that from? I don't know if there was like that's ever been done before, truly, but yeah, but you know what, John? We do also have that other new poster we got to look at, because if you guys are Amazon Prime subscribers, that image right there, John, if you scroll down in the article, we got a new poster that is very specifically for Amazon Prime subscribers, because they're doing that whole thing. I'm sure, we did this for Project Hail Mary. You and I went to see the movie early. Superman was another one. I remember years ago when Man of Steel came out, I got a special early Walmart screening, but Prime is a bigger deal today. So, but yeah, Amazon Prime has set this up where you guys can go to see the movie a bit early, July 29th, exclusively an early movie screening of Spider-Man Brand New Day. I think it's going to be probably a couple of days before the movie actually comes out. And you can see this poster here includes the Punisher symbol. You got the Scorpion symbol. There's the Punisher tank in there somewhere. I feel like there's more hidden Easter eggs in this, but obviously you got Spider-Man in the center and then the Empire State Building. So yeah,
I just like the colors.
Looks great. I like the colors. Here lies the box office hopes of Spider-Man. It was colorful. That's not true. Spider-Man's gonna do great. But yeah, July.
Yeah, I mean, if literally a 62-year-old man can be Spider-Man, you can make it work, Marvel. But shut the fuck up. Give me older Spider-Man. Jonathan Hickman managed to make it work, even though it didn't really have much of a payoff, but it can work, so shut the fuck up.
So, John, if you scroll down and then zoom in on that tweet, if you guys click on that link, it takes you to a screen on Fandango where you, through your, actually it goes to Amazon Prime, or the Amazon website, and then through there, you can hit Notify Me, and yeah, you'll be notified when tickets become available.
Hell yeah, bro.
That special Fandango screening. It's going to be July 29th, and so it's going to be select theaters nationwide, early screening of Spider-Man Brand New Day, so you can go check it out, and I'm sure we'll get to do that, and we'll talk about it on the show a few days early. We'll keep it spoiler free, but yeah, if you're a Prime subscriber, then you get to do that a couple of days before the normies, as it were. So there you go. Yeah, great stuff. And on that note, John, I believe we're done with MCU Weekly. Let's get into MovieTalk Madness. This is the part of the show that I think you are probably going to be excited to talk about. So, because John, we have the reviews now. Masters of the Universe. The reviews are out. We have a Rotten Tomato score. I don't know if you can pull the Rotten Tomato score up as well, because I want to take a look at what the latest number is. But the reviews are out. We're going to go through a few of them. Masters of the Universe is the next movie up at the box office, and well, let's hear what the people are saying. John, why don't you walk us through a few of the reviews on comicbookmovie.com, who pulled together a number of the headlines and what the critics are saying. I was going through a couple of them, and I gotta say, things are looking on the up and up. John, what do you think?
We'll see if it makes money. But so when this was published, it was 76%. It's down to 75, but it's still certified reviews. Fresh, so that's really
certified fresh. That's great.
So most critics seem to agree that the live-action reboot manages to capture the tone of the beloved 80s animated series, but for many, the camp and self-aware silliness are simply too prevalent to take anything that happens in the movie even remotely seriously. Yeah. Have you fucking watched the animated series? Like, literally, that was made to sell toys. Serious. That was made to sell toys. That's literally, it was a vehicle to sell toys. That's literally why it exists. And that's it. What? And what's so funny about this, just a bit of a side tangent, I was going through my feed and one of these things was suggested to me. And it's funny because there is one person, I don't know her name, but she was talking about, like, yeah, they don't go far enough with the silliness, because she's like, they're embarrassed. She's like, I felt that they were embarrassed that they didn't go far enough into the campiness, because it's like, oh, they don't say the names of the characters like Fisto and Ram Man because they're silly, or how that Skeletor was apparently really bad in the movie, even though many people have said that he's like the best part of the movie. So, I just felt that was really interesting, yet everybody else I have seen say it's too silly. So, I felt that was like kind of a weird thing. But anyway, but most of the performances, particularly Nick Galitzine as He-Man and Idris Elba as Man-at-Arms, come in for praise, and Jared Leto's Skeletor is singled out as a surprising highlight. Some feel that this was the right approach and that director Travis Knight understood the assignment, but even taking this into account, it sounds like the humor is hit and miss, and it is now certified fresh. It's been kind of going up and down. You got like 75, 76.
Well, I mean, in the 70s is not a bad place to be. This is David Ehrlich.
Mattel gives He-Man the Barbie treatment with a postmodern, quasi-fun fantasy adventure that feels the closest thing we might ever get to a Ken movie. Masters of the Universe has no right being as fun as it is, delivering the first great blockbuster of the summer. Masters of the Universe is a lot. I was not on board at all for the first 25 minutes or so, but it does find its feet. Skeletor is definitely the highlight, though I sometimes couldn't understand what he was saying, and it's engaging enough nonsense, but it's so damn silly. He-Man wants the power of sincerity and the shield of irony. Nicholas Galitzine headlines as exhaustingly jokey He-Man movie that's mainly for the hardcore fans. Crazy. A delightfully silly film for a perfectly stupid franchise. Perfect. Nicholas Galitzine lends some spark to a bloated nostalgia trip. I really did not care for Masters of the Universe, which feels like a feature-length meme. I guess I just hate fun. Correct. Glad you're aware. The Masters of the Universe movie reboots the classic 80s franchise with earnest heroics, thrilling action, and plenty of fun for the whole family. Winning, awesome swords and sorcery, sci-fi spectacular. Campy fun ride thanks to Jared Leto's Skeletor. Charms his way into He-Man heroics. Doesn't quite have the power. Superb production design, costume design, fight choreography, and cinematic realization of all those iconic characters, plus an amazing 80s-esque Queen score from Daniel Pemberton, who also did Project Hail Mary, I'm very excited to hear his score. Master of the Universe may be proudly silly, but it is silly with purpose, passion, and a great deal of heart. For those raised on the power of Grayskull, it feels like a fantasy long imagined on bedroom floors, finally brought to life. So much funnier than I expected. It's part Flash Gordon, part Deadpool, and almost officially a parody of itself. These are all good things, by the way. So, yeah. Way to go.
All right.
He-Man.
Awesome. You have standard?
Shall we meet again? Anyway. Will we meet again? We don't know.
76, or is it 75? What is it right now? 75% Rotten Tomatoes when you're doing the show? That's not bad at all. I mean, certified fresh. It's better than Mando and Grogu, so... You know what? That's great. 91 reviews is good. That's probably going to double by the time the movie's, out proper this weekend. And we'll go see it. We'll talk about it. But yeah, I mean, that's great. Good to see. And you guys let us know. What do you think? It looks like there's obviously, because it's 75%, there's a bit of a mixed reception, but it looks like more people than not, or more critics than not.
It's more mixed to positive, so
yeah. 75% is still pretty good. Like, that means 3/4 of the critics that when you see it like the movie, so that's pretty good. I think Project Hail Mary and Devil's Prada are both blockbusters. One of them is sci-fi, the other one's more comedy. But anyway, I think the earlier point was, one of the reviews said that it's the first big blockbuster of the summer, where Project Hail Mary came out in the springtime, so you can't really count that in the same season. But let's move on to TVTalk Terror, John, because indeed, the next season of Silo, season 3, they just dropped a trailer. The series premieres season 3 on July 3rd. I've been anxiously waiting for this. There's definitely some terror elements in the show. There's a lot of suspense. It's great sci-fi. It's based on a series of books. And you know what, John? This trailer was all that I was looking for, and then some, because you get a pretty good idea of what they're going to be doing with. They're combining 2 books in the series that this is based on, or the book series that it's based on. I mean, Rebecca Ferguson, left the Mission Impossible franchise to focus more on this show and their other projects. She's actually an executive producer on this show as well. It's on Apple TV. If you guys haven't seen season 1 and 2, they're fantastic because they're based on a series of books. You can even go read the books. I know that this upcoming season now is going to be combining one of the books in the series that's meant to serve as like a prequel to the events of Silo, and then as well as what happens in the 3rd book. So it's sort of taking 2 books in the series and combining them into season 3.
Oof, and then Apple has sign.
Well, so they're gonna have a split narrative across 10 episodes, and they did build up to it because last season they teased a lot of that stuff. So it's not gonna feel like whiplash to fans if you saw season 2. And I mean, apparently, if you saw the last season, Rebecca Ferguson's character ends up making it back to her silo, but it turns out she's lost her memory now for some reason. It's something to do with how she gets back in. And from there, I mean, Common is a bigger part of the show this season. He plays a bigger role, even though he's been a part of the entirety of the last 2 seasons. I forget the name of the actress who plays his wife in the show, but she's also a big part of the part of this series. It's kind of hard to. Tim Robbins was in the show. Was it? Yeah, Tim Robbins. But it's hard to tell how he's gonna be involved in this season because of where his character, let's just say, ended up in the previous seasons. But he's listed, I think, as maybe not like a starring role, but certainly a support. So maybe he'll like do a guest starring spot here and there, maybe through flashbacks. But it starts airing in a month from now. Literally, I am excited for this. Silo is one of the best sci-fi shows on air today. I mean, it's Apple TV. Apple TV goes all out with this stuff. They did also greenlight it already for a 4th and final season, similar to with For All Mankind with the 6th and final season. So pretty much on the same timeline. Like I don't know if it's going to be next year or the year after, but after this season, there's one more to go. And so if you guys haven't, caught up to this yet, if you have Apple TV, sign up. If you haven't, this is one of the best sci-fi shows today. It's also not like a space-based sci-fi, but it is future future storyline. It's a bit future dystopian kind of sci-fi, but it's a very different concept than your traditional dystopian future sci-fi. So highly recommend it. And again, Rebecca Ferguson, she's like, the lead in the show, and then they've got a bunch of other fantastic cast members. In fact, I believe in the 2nd season they introduced why am I forgetting his name right now? Steve Zahn. Steve Zahn got introduced as like one of the main characters, not the main characters, but he's like a big part of the show since season 2. And anything Steve Zahn's in, I will gladly watch. For even the stuff that I'm like, wait, what? He was in that show about like the .com bubble that popped in the 90s, and he was like the most entertaining character. So I mean, that's just a random poll, but yeah, I can't wait for season 3 of Silo. Question from Steven. I think the latest we get a trailer for Doomsday's Comic-Con or attached to the Spider-Man movie. I agree with you. I mean, that's hex code for the swatch, the green swatch the Russo brothers shared a short while ago. I don't think the coffee was the payoff to that. I think the hex code, somebody deduced that saying that it's July 18, 2026. That's pretty much when Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out. So, or was it, I think either that or I think that might be, yeah, no, I think that is when it's pretty close to when Spider-Man. It makes sense. I would say Spider-Man Brand New Day would be a great time to release it, or yeah, Comic-Con. I mean, or if they'll have other stuff at the Comic-Con as well. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, Out of Sight. Steve Zahn's great. I don't think Wheels of Time is getting picked up by Apple because it's probably something where
because
Amazon has the rights.
That's tainted goods now. I feel bad for Wheel of Time fans, but
yeah. Anyway, or at least not for a while. But John, now let's move on to talking about something where I'll use up a lot of my energy and then you can do quick hits. Because, you know how happy I was when Stargate was finally going to be back on our screens. I wasn't feeling really good yesterday, and so I put on Stargate Atlantis. I binge a bunch of episodes. I'll probably do the same tonight. And I have to say, there was one piece of news a couple of days ago that Richard Dean Anderson, RDA, was not going to be coming back. He was asked recently, and he said, well, they haven't contacted him about it, and they just finished a 20-week-long writer's room that they had set up for the show. So if they didn't contact Richard Dean Anderson for any surprise guest spots yet, then I don't think he was going to be a part of this new Stargate show. That was disappointing, because like Jack O'Neill is like the core of the identity of Stargate on TV. Even though, he wasn't a part of the last few years of it being on television because he was mostly retired outside of like a few episodes here and there. But today came the news that John, just was, I don't know. I was really disappointed to hear this.
This is all you, man. I'm just going to let you.
Yeah. Look, when Amazon bought MGM, they said Stargate, among several other things, was one of the prime properties and IP that they wanted to use from the MGM library and revive them, whether through movies and TV shows. And so from then till last year, when they announced this series officially, including, the producers of the original series, Robert C. Cooper, Brad Wright, being involved as consulting producers. Martin Gero was, gonna be the executive producer. And basically, as part of that, they had brought on Martin Gero with an overall deal at Amazon MGM Studios to basically become like the Kevin Feige of Stargate, or like whatever, I forget the name of the guy who does Star Trek right now, for probably not for much longer, over at Paramount Plus. But basically Martin Gero was going to be the guy running the Stargate franchise. And the goal was to create a series, and they were working on it for a long time. Like I said, a 20-week writer's room, and it had just entered pre-production in the UK. So they had all their episodes written out. They were gonna be reviving the franchise and then keep it in the same continuity, kind of like the current era of Star Trek. Although I was hoping that they wouldn't do retconning a lot of things, but I'm open to seeing where things went. They gave it their series order in just November 2025. It was a new Stargate show. They just called it Stargate. It was that maybe that name was going to change or not. But according to reports now, Variety came out with this first, and then Deadline confirmed it. It looks like as a result of some of those big changes in the executive leadership at Amazon MGM Studios, which we have talked about recently, as a result of that, the new leadership just doesn't see that version of Stargate as a part of, what would align with their programming strategy, which fucking sucks. That vision and creative direction doesn't work, because in this article, and this is really concerning for me as a Stargate fan, and I'm sure a lot of Stargate fans will feel the same way. So I'm quoting what they said in Deadline here. The differences apparently ran so deep that required an outright axing versus retooling the existing version of the project by giving notes to Martin Gero, a veteran showrunner who had been signed onto an overall deal by Amazon MGM Studios for the purpose of spearheading Stargate. They went on to say in this article, ironically, the new Stargate was greenlighted by Amazon MGM Studios head of television, Peter Friedlander. Now, Friedlander is still there, and it was one of his first pickup decisions after he joined, the streaming studio in early October. Now, the series falls under the purview of one of Friedlander's top lieutenants, Brett Fetter, who's the head of world building and genre series, who didn't start at Amazon until this February. So he came in a little bit later. Now, those two executives, the two executives that we just talked about are currently at Amazon MGM. But the two guys who worked with Martin Gero to develop the show, the new Stargate show, and championed it were Nick Pepper, who's formerly the head of US SVOD TV development and series, wholly owned, so like things that Amazon IP that they own wholly, and not, shared with another partner or something like Lord of the Rings would be. Matt King was the other guy, formerly the head of tentpole genre and universe development wholly owned. Those two guys, Matt King and Nick Pepper, they're both gone. Why? Because, well, the one of them left right when this current person, Brett Fetter, who it looks like is the one who dropped the axe on the show, he came on board, and right when that happened, Nick Pepper left, because it was basically his job that he was taking over. Then Brett reorganized the team, and as a part of that reorganization, Matt King's job was eliminated. So the two guys who developed the show, and probably as part of their strategy and programming vision for Amazon MGM, or for Amazon Prime at least, that's what that show was going to be. It was going to be, a continuation of the franchise that we all know and love from like over 14 years of being on television and hundreds of episodes across 3 different TV shows. And it looks like now, according to, the person, so according to Nelly Andriva, who wrote this article in Deadline, the studio may revisit the IP with another showrunner, possibly someone who does not have history with it and would give it a fresh new perspective. That fucking sucks, because there's so many like I don't know, there's so many unfinished storylines and not loose plot threads, but like, cliffhangers they could address. There's so many places they can go. It was a well-developed franchise with a wholly built universe with all these mythology and alien species. The last thing I fucking want is for them to go back to, oh my god, the Goa'uld and the Egyptians. I'm like, we already have like 10 plus years of Stargate SG-1 exploring that and then some. We want to move forward. So I don't like the idea that if they're going to go back to this, that they're going to go with somebody because one of the things that fans loved was like, Martin Gero was a junior producer back in the day, but the guy like started on Stargate. Like this was his homecoming. And not only that, but he had the other guys along with him. Like, Brad Wright was involved. Like that's a big one. Robert C. Cooper was involved. They even had Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich from the original movie as part of this. Joseph Malozzi was involved. Like, so, yeah, we like the idea of that, and if they're gonna go in a direction where they're gonna completely reboot this thing, then I mean, I don't know. I'm still kind of open to it, but it just doesn't feel right. Like, and again, this is just reporting, so who knows what the actual truth is, but I mean, you know, Deadline, I'm sure, did their due diligence on this. But as far as Martin Jarro's future goes, I mean, he's still got that deal, so he's going to be developing other projects. It just looks like, as far as this version of Stargate, whatever it was going to be, I mean, they have scripts, they have ready to go. They were in pre-production. So I don't know if they got any, you know, we're close to building sets and stuff, but yeah, it looks like Stargate will have to wait to be back on our screens for a long while to come. I guess I'll just go and rewatch Stargate SG-1 Atlantis and Universe again. Maybe even a little bit of Stargate Origins. Certainly not Stargate Infinity, but, you know. And if I'm really feeling bad, I might go and watch the original Stargate movie eventually. But yeah, the demise of the Stargate TV series is really just not. I mean,
it'll be okay, Dan. It'll be okay.
Stargate has a massive fan base. They do, Ron. They absolutely do. Hi, Morkatna.
Well, they don't think they do, so that's why they're like, yeah, this is being made for fans. Nah, get out of here.
Hey, Jalen. Yeah. I don't get it. I mean, again, like, I don't like, it's a little vague as to like, oh, this didn't line up with their programming vision. I don't know what that means. Because it's not like they were changing the episode order. I don't think, I mean, they signed on to this for a long time. 20 weeks is a while, and it's like Brett has been in his job for like since February. So why now? Like, I don't get it. Like, I would love to. Yeah, I mean, MTG, thank you, but I've been waiting too long. I feel like I need to get to that point where I'm like Thanos. I'm like, fine, I'll do it myself. Like, maybe I need to do it myself. Anyway. Amazon Prime, you'll be hearing from me in the future, but okay. I'll leave that there. You guys let us know what you think about the demise of that next iteration of Stargate. It looks like the one with Martin Jarro, Brad Wright, Joseph Malazzi, even Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich all coming back and continuing the story. They're not going to be doing that anymore. So I just hope that they announce something new soon. Thank you, Caleb. No, I don't like being sad either. It's just, yeah, like... And yesterday was a really rough day for me, mental health wise. And what I was doing is watching Stargate Atlantis. So, yeah.
With Jason Momoa.
A young Jason Momoa in his 20s. Like, you can see the difference.
Well, very long segue because we got to get to the quick hits first and then DC. But, you know, it's fine. We'll get there eventually.
Let's do the quick hits, shall we?
Let's get that. Oh no! Got to get the music first, Dan. What is this? Your first day on Earth? Come on now. let's go on.
I'm gonna rest my voice for a minute. You talk.
Okay. Martin Scorsese is now a partner and advisor for a Gen AI startup. He says he's using AI during pre-production to help storyboard projects. I'm interested in the intersection of technology and storytelling and seeing how that can push the bounds of creativity to create deeper and richer experiences for audience. Cinema is a young medium. We have to be open to how it can evolve. I don't know. I don't really agree with him on this, but considering he's only using it for storyboards, I'm like, I guess that's better than using it in a movie, but it's still not great.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a very specific purpose. I also see the utility of a generative AI being particularly good at helping you storyboard, although it doesn't quite like lend itself well to like if you have a particular style you're trying to emulate, because like storyboards sometimes are generic enough on purpose because you're not trying to put everything on paper or digitally, however you do it. So, but yeah, if Marty does it, then I guess we'll see how it works out. So, but you know what? It's limited use. He's not saying like, oh, let's make movies with AI, right? So we'll give it we'll see how it works.
Anyway,
I mean, Ben Affleck did something similar. So
Marvel's X-Men director officially addresses those casting rumors.
He didn't really have a lot to say. He said we're talking about things.
We're talking about things. I can tell you most of the stuff that gets posted online, I don't know where it comes from because it doesn't come from our room and it isn't what we're discussing, but there is a process. So it's like essentially saying, hey, all the insiders, they don't know fucking shit. So, yeah.
I just love when James Gunn said it. He's like, this insider, he's not inside much. I was like, oh, sick burn, James, for that Teen Titans one. That's like, this is basically him trying to say that in a less poetic way. So thank you.
Yeah, less poetic kind of way. So yeah. But yeah, so there you go. Jake Schreier shitting on the insiders that aren't on the inside. Wolverine gameplay trailer reveals a blood-soaked team-up with Jean Grey, Sabretooth, and more confirmed, also confirming that Jean Grey is not going to be a playable character. So, sorry guys, but yeah.
Did you see this? What did you think? Because
I saw I don't know if it was a trailer, but I saw the footage of like Wolverine being stealthy. I'm like, that's kind of cool. I'm still not paying for that game, but the only one I will pay for is Lego Batman. That's the only one I'll pre-order and get on opening day. But outside of that, no.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the Wolverine designs in this game all that much either. But hey, you know what? We'll see if it turns into anything good. A real-life Cajun accent. I don't know. I mean, Channing Tatum did a good job with the Cajun accent, and he's from those parts. So anyway, yeah, Jean Grey is not a playable character in a Wolverine game. Go figure.
I know, but a lot of people were apparently mad at that. So like, because somebody posted it, they're like, yeah, Jean Grey's not playable. And I'm like, yeah, why the fuck would she be? And then like tons of people were like really mad about it. And it's like, it's called Wolverine, not X-Men.
I think people would have liked for it to be more of an expansion to like the world of the X-Men. So I don't know. Well, I could see.
At least with like Rogue in the Deadpool game, it made sense because she absorbed Deadpool's powers. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But like outside of that, like, guys, why are you mad?
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's keep going.
But next up, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo adaptation is going to apparently be directed by Anna Kendrick. She is making the leap into the directing chair, so good for her. I love me some Anna Kendrick. She's just chaotic. She's a chaotic good, and we love her for it. So you know.
Yeah. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I don't know what this is,
but I'd fucking watch it.
Yeah, I would too. The gameplay looked okay, Steven, but I don't know. You know, I'm not gonna be buying it for a while. I'll wait, but yeah, not the most impressive thing.
You know, speaking of not the most impressive thing, Zack Snyder directing a John Carpenter remake.
I don't know. I am kind of morbidly curious about this, John. Zack Snyder directing the reimagining of Escape from New York. Sounds interesting. I'm
just gonna say this. I could like go on like, oh, Zack. Here's the thing. I'm not excited for this at all. And not because it's Zack Snyder. Back when this was gonna be helmed by Robert Rodriguez, I wasn't excited for it either. Because pretty much all remakes of John Carpenter movies suck ass. The Fog with Tom Welling sucked. Assault on Precinct 13 with Ethan Hawke and Lawrence Fishburne sucked. The Thing prequel/remake with Mary Elizabeth Winstead sucked. And the Halloween remake, it's not great, but it's not good either. It's like perfectly serviceable. But like considering the best John Carpenter remake is by Rob Zombie, is like that's not a good place to be. So no matter who they got in the director's chair, it could have been Zack Snyder, it could have been fucking, you know, Christopher Nolan himself directing this, I still wouldn't be interested because it's the Carpenter remake curse. It's like no matter what you're gonna do, it's gonna suck. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I am kind of like on the same page as The Watcher, because look, this is the first big studio movie Zack's made in some time, and yes, it's a remake, so you kind of have some expectations to keep up with, but
man, I can't wait for 90% of the movie to be slow-mo, and like there's gonna be how Snake Plissken's the next Jesus. Man, I can't wait for that. Is there gonna be slow motion farming, Zach? Because man, that was the best part of Rebel Moon.
Look, John Carpenter still owns some of the rights, so I'm sure he got his approval. Studio Canal is working on this primarily, so Studio Canal that had no comment on this, but
I will say Village of the Damned is not that bad. Village of the Damned is actually pretty good. Like, it's not great, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they did make the Escape from L. I mean, if this does well, do you think they're gonna make Escape from LA like the sequel? They're gonna remake the sequel too?
I mean, to be fair, here's the thing: out of all the Carpenter movies, they should remake Escape from LA because Escape from LA actually fucking sucked ass. Escape from New York is the good remake. Escape from LA, that one was terrible. So like, or try to do like, because I know Ghosts of Mars was supposed to be like a sequel to Escape from LA, but since Escape from LA like shit the bed. They're like, no, let's not do that. So they rewrote Snake Plissken as Desolation Williams, and that's when they got Ice Cube, and they got like half the budget and all that shit. And it was like, it's arguably John Carpenter's worst movie. So, you know, according
to the Hollywood Reporter, which originally broke this story, Snyder aims to make a more down and dirty movie using plenty of practical effects or locations, like he did when he remade Dawn of the Dead as his feature debut.
And I don't like
something more overtly slick.
So,
well,
you know,
he doesn't want it to be overtly slick like, you know, the later movies like BVS was, I guess. But yeah, I mean, this is, remember, Studio Canal made a big deal out of this at CinemaCon, because this franchise they've been trying to remake this. Like New Line tried to remake it with Len Wiseman, Brett Ratner, Breck Eisner. Robert Rodriguez was part of the 20th Century era, 20th Century Fox. But yeah, between the Paddington movies, the Evil Dead movies, Studio Canal trying to like make.
I don't know why you put this in quick hits. We have a lot to say about it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going.
But yeah.
Who would you cast that would be better than Kurt Russell? Wyatt Russell. Just cast his son. I think it works perfectly.
Wyatt Russell has said because he was actually asked about this, because this has been in development hell for a while. He's like, I have no plans to play Snake Plissken. That's my dad. I'm not going to be playing that role. That's not my role. I don't want to be in his shadow. So Wyatt Russell is never going to agree to that. Unless like they give him like $400,000 bajillion to fucking play Snake Plissken. He was asked about that. He's like, I don't like, if they ever remake The Thing or make a sequel and they have to cast McCready, I'm not doing that either. I don't want to, like, Monarch I feel is different because it's like a concurrent thing, but he's like, I don't want to remake my dad's older roles. I'm like that. He's like, that's just not for me. I want to forge my own legacy. So, which is good for him. Like, get someone new. Anyway, but you know what? I am excited for Streets of Rage. I don't know how they're gonna make a film out of this, but you know, they made a film for less, and you know, it's got some good writers attached with Pat Casey and Josh Miller, who did Sonic the Hedgehog, and James Samuel is going to direct. But Streets of Rage, definitely a good beat 'em up. Arguably one of the best beat 'em ups to come out of the 90s era. So yeah, Streets of Rage movie, I'd fucking watch the shit out of that, especially if it's like Street Fighter, where it's like over the top ridiculousness. I'd watch the shit out of that. I think Dan froze. I'm like, why are you not talking, Dan? Anyway, okay. But yeah, Streets of Rage ought to be fun. Ryan Gosling for Streets of Rage, please. Honestly, I'd watch it even more. But next up, Taylor Swift unveils original song written for Toy Story 5. I Knew It, I Knew You. Great, don't care, fuck off Taylor Swift. Off Euphoria and the housemaid Sydney Sweeney forms Honey Trap producing label. A Sony Pictures sets a first look deal. Good for her. She has said that she likes the producer side of things in regards to film in addition to acting, so this seems to be on her path to becoming a bigger star than she is, so good for her. There's a storyline in Streets of Rage 4 that would work as a movie. Totally hype. Yeah, if that's the case. But yeah, good for Sydney Sweeney. Will Arnett joins Kristen Stewart in Amazon series The Challenger as NASA official George Abbey, so I would assume this is about the actual Challenger, like the ship that blew up. So yeah, that makes sense, but I love Will Arnett. I don't know if I'd watch this because I'm not a big Kristen Stewart fan, but she can prove me wrong. So yeah, this sounds cool. Next up, 6 films have opened over $75 million domestically in the past 10 weeks. You got Backrooms, you got Mandalorian and Grogu, you got Devil Wears Prada 2, you got Michael, you got the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and you got Project Hail Mary. Way to go, guys. Maybe cinema is healing. Maybe cinema is healing. But speaking of Sydney Sweeney, Euphoria is over. HBO series officially ending with season 3. Yes! Now I don't have to be force-fed this crap on my Facebook timeline. I can't tell you how many memes and videos I got of the goddamn fan. It's like, I don't care. I never fucking watched the show. Spoiler alert. Zendaya dies. There you go. Fuck you. Euphoria sucks. Anyway, Michael DeLuca warns about the danger of Hollywood cutting development funds for original material. If you cut too deep, your pipeline dries up. Yeah, I agree with this. Like, try to have a good balance of stuff. Let's go. No more. Yeah, just watch Degrassi. It might not have Sydney Sweeney's tits in it, but it's better written. Yeah, but I agree with this. Look at like the past like fucking 2 biggest hits of this month were original films. I mean, they were based on like other concepts, more so Obsession than Backrooms, because Backrooms was like, I mean, it was based on a 4chan meme, and it kind of grew out of that, and then it was kind of adding to the lore of it, but it's not like an official. It's more original than something like Mandalorian Grogu. So I agree with this. Try to create more original films because you need to have that proper balance. Then next up, we have your girl Millie Alcock talking about Supergirl on the Showcase podcast, and talking about kind of the balance of the movie, where it's like a lot of fun, badass action, but it's also, you get a lot of character stuff with Supergirl. So yeah, battling with herself and that kind of thing. So I think this is a good place to be in regards to this movie. Again, I'm still not excited for it. I'm intrigued with it. I think that's a good word for it. I'm intrigued. So with that, I think I hope the movie does well. I don't think it will. I think it's gonna bomb, but you know, I hope it is. And we're gonna be talking about it more so as, you know, DC comes in. And then let's not talk about that because I think I leaked into the oh wait, did I? Oh, and we're gonna be talking about this. So it's the Warsuit reveal in Man of Tomorrow set photos versus Marvel being like, here's a cup of Latveria coffee. Who's winning? Yeah, I would say DC's probably winning this specific week, but we'll see. But yeah, that's it for Quick Hits. And Spider Noir, don't forget that too. But yeah, thanks for, you know, watching this side of DCU Daily, the news portion. So now we're gonna get into DCU Daily, and with that, Dan, what are we when we're entering DCU Daily?
Blessed, right?
Very much so.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
right there.
Hey, buddy, eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in the stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all on the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto. Hunka hunka!
All right. Time for DCU Daily. Let's get into it. I was eating a meatball, so you know, just yeah. MOT. What does that stand for? Man of Tomorrow. I was gonna say something else, but like, you know, brain to mouth barrier has kicked into gear. But yeah, we got to talk about Man of Tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about The Batman Part 2, and of course, the summer of Supergirl continues, everybody. But yeah, the big thing today is we got a ton, and I do mean a literal ton, of set photos, including stuff that has been breaking since we've been live. So we're going to get into the latest set photos. They are filming. The Lex suit has been spotted on set, and we'll get into that and so much more. I know I'm excited about all the Man of Tomorrow talk. I know Jalen in the chat is excited.
I'm literally looking at it right now, and it's amazing how well he can move in that thing. I'm honestly kind of shocked.
Right? Well, you know what? That's James Gunn for you, and his knack for practical suits and whatnot. John, what are you most excited to talk about today on DCU Daily?
I'm excited to talk about Lobo, because I'm always a sucker for Lobo.
Yeah,
you thought I was gonna say Man of Tomorrow. No, I'm excited to talk about Lobo because I love me some Lobo. I was reading a Lobo script earlier today, so that's why I'm in the Lobo mood right now. But yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, John, with that, let's dive into some DC quick hits before we get to all the other stuff. So let's do that first, shall we? We got a couple. I mean, It must be a Superman kind of day when all the Batman stuff has been relegated to the quick hits. So
yeah, oopsie daisies. Get good, scrub. Anyway, Robert Pattinson confronts critics of his Batman body by saying, I worked out every fucking day, reveals the Batman 2 had 11 weeks of night shoots. So, yeah. I mean, it's like, I love, like, look, I get it. Ben Affleck was fucking huge. He was huge, but it worked for that universe. Robert Pattinson, like, he's still pretty muscular. All the fucking assholes that could play it probably look like, are probably in worse shape than I am. So it's like, bro, come on now. Get the fuck out of it. It's like, they're like chewing on a donut. It's like, this guy, he didn't even fucking work out. He's a skinny little bitch. Like, you eat your muffin and your apple fritter and your fucking pancakes, you fat tub of fuck. Thinking like, oh yeah, this guy's skinny. He's got stuck in Batman. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I couldn't do this.
Yeah, right.
One, I'm not being paid millions of dollars. I mean, if I was being paid millions of dollars, I could probably kick my ass into gear, get that Ozempic going, and like, you know, just like fucking pump iron.
Don't give away all the secrets, John.
But like, it's just, you know, he's supposed to be Nirvana emo boy. He's not supposed to be a roided out beast. And that's the thing. It's like, you have all these people like, oh yeah, I worked out. It's like, he worked out every fucking day, and guess what? He didn't take fucking roids like Chris Hemsworth did on all the fucking Marvel movies. It's like, yeah, that's how they get those. But I'm not trying to be mean. It's just that's how they get that physique in like a couple months. That's what happens. And this is a more realistic view of a guy who works out, doesn't cheat his way to get that body, and looks the way he does. He still looks really good. He's fucking muscular. He could probably bench press my ass. Am I gonna shit on that? Hell no, because he could probably beat me the fuck up. Robert Pattinson, like, has no interest in that because he's a pretty chill guy. But like, you know, it's so fucking ridiculous. It's just you have all these people having opinions when they shouldn't. You know.
Happy birthday to Ron's mom.
Happy birthday, Ron's mommy. I hope she's having a wonderful day. Ron.
Somehow Ron's mommy has a very different sound to it than Ron's mom.
Yeah, but, once I said that, I'm like, that sounds weird. I didn't mean it to sound weird, but like, I was just like, oh yeah, mom, and then I'm like, oh yeah, mommy sounds weird. I apologize for that. That didn't mean to sound. I didn't mean to sound weird. I'm sure. I hope your mother has a wonderful day, Ron, or had a wonderful day, since it's, you know, the third now.
You got it, Ron. You should definitely show this part of the show to your mom. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. But anyway, I mean, look, John, the other thing he said was that he found out from one of the stunt guys on the movie. Maybe it was Ricky Stunts, Ricky English, his alter ego. That,
no, you know, it's two different people. Don't you know, Dan? It's two separate people. Caleb, right? It's two separate people. It's two separate people. Rick Stunts and Rick English, right?
But apparently, the Batman 2 is gonna have 11 weeks of night shoots. Ooh, Gotham's gonna get real.
I mean, yeah, he's the Dark Knight. He's not the White Knight. Get the fuck out of here. Like,
true. I mean, am I surprised that they're gonna be shooting at night for 3 months? I mean, it's kind of like a night shoots. Like, you gotta be on a different schedule to the rest of the world.
It's so ridiculous how this fucking stupid joke got started because I fucking misread the goddamn article.
I thought you would know, but anyway, I wasn't on that show. So anyway, John. But yeah, Robert Pattinson confronting the critics of his bat bod. He's put in the work for the new movie. He's working out every day.
Look how buff that is. Jesus Christ, he can kick my ass. Get out of here.
Real talk, the Dark Knight is dark. All right, let's get to more quick hits. There's a couple more quick hits.
But
so the Batman Part 2.
Will Files will return to serve as supervising sound editor and re-recording mixer on the Batman Part 2. Among many things, he created the sound of the Batmobile and earned an Oscar nomination for the Batman. He very much did, and it sounds pretty awesome.
It does. It's what brought me on. That made my second viewing of the movie a lot more fun than the first one. Not that I didn't see the scene in the first one. It's just, I don't know. It just turned me into a fan. I didn't like the Batman on the first one.
But it's interesting how we're talking about the Penguin car chase scene. Because that's one of the scenes that we'll be talking about.
Yeah.
For Tearless Tuesday.
Ooh, yes, we will. That's right. Interesting. That's a good plug. Tier List Tuesday coming up later. Release the will files. Thank you, Caleb. We appreciate that.
Ouch.
There is one more quick hit though.
Yeah. Upcoming DC stuff. Supergirl, Lanterns, Clayface.
Just a friendly reminder. You still got 3 big DC things coming up. So.
Yeah. It's not just Lego Batman this year, even though that's all we really care about. But
I think that's all you really care about.
I care about Clayface. I care about Clayface.
Okay,
Anything Batman related this year, I care about. Let's see if the trifecta can work, because we got Lego Batman, we got Spider Noir. Can Superman close the 3 most popular superhero trifectas and get the horse on fire, like in that meme? Hopefully it's good. I don't know. I don't watch the show, so I hope it's great to all the people that watch My Adventures of Superman. So
cool. And on that note, John, we got to talk about some Summer of Supergirl before we talk about Man of Tomorrow. So
yes, now we talk about the Girl of Tomorrow, or the Woman of Tomorrow. So the Maid of Might, the Girl of Steel. Hell yeah!
People are excited about Tier List Tuesday.
No, Scott Pilgrim is not on the list. Sorry. We didn't think it. There's so many. We had 15, and we're like, let's keep it at 15. There's a lot of them on there. So.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We're going to get to the Lex suit in a minute, but we got to get through some Supergirl stuff. I'm sorry. It's just kind of like the news cycle, on the internet is going to completely bury Supergirl if we're going to be getting more of these Man of Tomorrow photos, but we are supporters of
DC up. At least it's still DC
Supergirl,
stuff.
Yes.
It could be worse. Could be like, oh yeah, we have a surprise, and then it's just a coffee shop. I mean, that would be a dumb idea, right? That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, who would do that?
Now it's 23 days.
23 days. Well, actually, 22 days if you get to see it a day early on preview day, or if you live abroad in some places, it might be coming out Wednesday, so it might be 21 days.
Or with this world premiere, it's going to be 19 days, where it's going to be on Monday, June 22nd, in Brooklyn, New York. So, not
where
for the heathens, but
Superman I think Superman had a premiere in LA and New York, if I remember correctly. I think
yes.
But yes.
But
so
Supergirl isn't important enough for that, so she just gets it in Brooklyn.
Well, Brooklyn is still New York, so yeah, Supergirl's gonna have a world premiere
it's not New
Monday,
York,
June
it's on
22nd.
Manhattan, like that, because that's where.
Okay, but it's part of New York City though. But yeah, Brooklyn, New York. June 22nd, Monday, June 22nd.
I know some people in Brooklyn, so I might tell them about this. So see if they can eat there. Yeah. Oh, hey, I see you.
Yes, sir.
And take pictures. But next up, she's apparently universe hopping. We're Froyo topping. Get a taste of the hottest movie of the year with our Supergirl inspired Froyo and iced lemonade. Honestly, this looks pretty. I'm not a big pinkberry guy. I had it once, and I'm not a huge fan of this, but this looks good. I don't know if I drink it, but it looks cool.
I like it.
Purple and stuff.
I like is that the ice cream on the side? What is that? Is that that's frozen yogurt, right?
It's Froyo.
Froyo? Yeah, I would love to have some of that right now. I'll take it.
I actually have a pinkberry near me. I think it's still open. Yeah. Actually, no, it closed because I think it's a Pokeball place now. So.
Well, I do think James Gunn and Peter Safran will both. I don't know about David Corn's. It's going to be weird because Supergirl's premiere is going to happen while they're filming Man of Tomorrow. So actually, I don't know if James Gunn is going to be there. I'm sure he can swing it. I'm sure the guy can fly up for a day and do that. But anyway. By the way, great idea for Tier List Tuesday in the chat, guys. You guys were saying canceled movie tier list from Caleb. Like the Nick Cage Superman movie. It's kind of hard to tier list a canceled movies because you're just going off of what we know. So it's not really a movie, but... we could try that. It could be an option on the poll. So
I got a Cold Stone near me. I got to check to see if they're actually doing it right now. I don't know when that's starting. Yeah. I don't know if the Cold Stone Creamery thing already started or not, but I'd eat the shit out of that.
Come here. Come on. There she goes. Okay. Ow. My cats don't like hugging me.
No, I got the I ate the Dairy Queen one. See? Okay. I have my cup to prove it, and it's empty. I even cleaned it out.
You all right,
see? Boom. There we go. I got the DQ. I didn't go to because
my DQ near me is just an ice cream stand. Like, it's not a restaurant, so I can only get ice cream from there. I've never had, like, DQ, because I think it's a couple towns over. I was going to go, but then I didn't have the time. But I've never been to a full DQ restaurant and had, like, the food from there. Liz says it's good, so, you know.
Nice. I'm gonna note that idea down for Tier List Tuesday. What was it? Canceled movies. Cool. All right, we made a note of it.
Wait, who said that? When did they say
Caleb. Caleb said it. Caleb said it. Everybody else is on board though. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, Supergirl is gonna make money. I mean, just those sponsorships are already making the movie money because those sponsorships are paid crossover opportunities and brand placement. So, and I'm sure there's more of that.
Like, straight up for the cancel. I'm so intrigued with canceled movies because I'm literally reading one right now. It was for a Lobo movie that was going to come out in the 90s. Never happened. Really interesting. It's pretty, like, generic, like a typical 90s kind of movie, but Lobo is, like, off the page. Like, it's perfect. So, in terms of that, but it has, like, oh, he has to team up with a human, and, like, you know, they have to fight, like, these characters that are not from the comics at all, and it's all on Earth and that kind of thing. But it's definitely it's definitely a lot of fun. But Justice League Mortal is a big one. You have the you know, the canceled Nick Cage movie, the Superman movie. God, there's so many great canceled movies. Like, that would be like a 2-hour Tier List Tuesday because I would nerd the fuck out. Because canceled movies are so interesting to me. I read the script for Justice League Mortal. It was so fucking good, guys. It was so good. It would have been so much fucking better than what we got. Oh my god, it's like not close. And then you know, but yeah, oh my god, I would nerd the fuck out. God damn it, Caleb. Why would you say that now? Why wouldn't you say that as Tier List Tuesday #1? That's the most perfect idea. Come on, man.
I guess we might be doing that in the future, but yes, okay. Let's keep going with some of Supergirl, a movie that is not canceled, but indeed will come out in 3 weeks' time. So, yeah, we got your ideas. Trust me, John's got all that covered. So yeah, we're not gonna miss that.
And also, I don't know what this is, Dan. Maybe you can tell me. What is Les Seraphim? What is this? I don't know what this is.
I think this is like.
Is this like a K-pop band or something, or a J-pop band? I don't know. Like, I'm not in it with the kids, so like.
This is like a music collab of some kind. Although it's coming from the Warner Brothers India account, so it's like got me even more confused. But somebody might know what maybe a K-pop thing. Who knows? Yeah, but you know what? Hey, we're not the audience for this, but appreciate it. You know, this is all about like that social media viral marketing. You know, John Carpenter movies. We have put it as an option on tier list polls before, so don't worry.
I think we have. Now we can. I gotta write these down.
John, you guys are throwing out some great ideas for John.
Hold on, canceled movies. Guys, we need one more because then we can fill out the list for next week. Because I've seen every Carpenter movie. I think the only one I didn't see was Escape from LA. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I think I started watching it and I'm like, wow, this sucks. So I never finished it, but I'll try to finish it because, you know, I'll finish it for you guys. But yeah.
Please do. Finish it.
I mean, it has Bruce Campbell in it, so like, you know, that's always a good thing. Anyway, I don't know who these bitches are. They're not bitches, but like, I don't know who these chicks are. Like, I don't care.
Hey, Neil Breen movies? Caleb suggesting Neil Breen. Come on.
I've never seen a single Neil Breen movie. I'm sorry. I know he's the greatest filmmaker of all time, but I have not seen a single one of his movies.
Maybe we'll bring back the YouTube turn to Hollywood directors as an option. So we'll do that. But anyway,
that was the runner-up. That's gonna be on next week. The YouTuber made horror movies. That's gonna be on next week. So we'll see where we are. But I'm gonna like cheat if canceled movies and Carpenter movies are not runners up. I'm just gonna keep putting them on the poll. That's just gonna be like the mainstay until somebody picks them. Because I would love to do. I would put like 40 canceled movies on that list. I'd put the entire filmography of John Carpenter. I would go all out.
Coen Brothers.
I've not seen every single Coen Brothers movie.
I've seen a surprising amount of Roland Emmerich films. But
you could do Roland Emmerich movies.
Films, so yeah.
In honor of Stargate getting canceled. So, I don't think anybody's going to pick that, though, but we could try.
Let's just go back to Supergirl, because I don't need you to rub salt in my wounds.
But I'm just saying it's topical, That's
no, all. It's fair. It's fair.
I'm sorry.
Although I feel like Roland Emmerich was probably... Like Roland Emmerich was probably loosely involved, with the show anyway, but I digress. Let's talk about Supergirl being in Times Square. They've been.
I'm gonna put it on the list. We gotta have an even balance of good and bad. Just saying. But yeah, Supergirl in Times Square looking pretty awesome. Love to see it. And we got Puppy Crypto, because that's what the people are really seeing it for. Is Puppy Crypto and Lobo. That's what they're seeing the Supergirl movie for. But
which is kind of like I'm like because that's probably gonna take over the narrative, but it's unfortunate, but whatever. Neil Blomkamp.
He's not gonna be in the movie for very much, because he gets fucking kind of yeeted at the beginning. So
You mean kidnapped?
No, he gets shot, but poisoning and all that stuff. Anyway, that's true. I have to keep checking my Facebook so you all don't see my private messages. So hang on a sec.
We gotta talk about Lobo. Did you know Jason Momoa knows how to speak Chinese? I didn't.
I didn't know that. Maybe he speaks better Chinese than John Cena and doesn't, kowtow to, China being like.
I thought John Cena's Chinese was pretty good.
No, I'm sure. Hold on, let me unmute it so I can hear. Well, he's speaking English right now, so
All right, I was only half joking, but okay.
But to be fair, John Cena actually speaks very good Mandarin, so
that's what I was gonna say. I think he says pretty.
I'm just kidding around. I just like Jason Momoa, but I love the both of them. My toxic, my positive masculine role models, big buff gentlemen that I very much appreciate, both John Cena and Jason Momoa. So
I mean, he's still Ronan Dex to me. From I forgot the name of his home planet, but he was in Stargate Atlantis. Yes,
yes. He was. He was also in Baywatch. He was in one of the later seasons, and he posted a picture. Somebody posted a picture. He's like, "Get that fucking thing off the screen." He was just like, "No, I don't want my children to see it."
I mean, he was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, right? So it makes sense. Sort of makes sense, I guess. Anyway, all right, let's keep going.
I actually haven't seen it. I've seen a little bit of Shelby Oaks. I haven't seen all of Shelby Oaks, but I've seen a little bit of it. I've been intending to, obviously, Obsession Backrooms, the Rocka Rocka films. I guess AVGN would be on there, and then Chris Stuckman, Chris Collins, House on Eden would be on there. But we're going to talk about Supergirl, guys. Let's not talk about tier lists. We got to talk about Supergirl, and we got a new promo ad, which is looking pretty damn cool. I will say, I know everyone's like, "Oh, it's just Guardians of the Galaxy," but it looks pretty good to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I still don't like the lack of color, but that's just me.
I like the aura farming.
It still looks. You got some aura farming in there.
There's that shot that's from that Star Trek movie where they're the line wipes out, that space laser wipes out the planet.
What Star Trek movie are you talking about, though?
God, okay. Was it
a good one or a bad one?
I'm talking about the one where they did this whole now it looks like a computer simulation previous shot, but back in the day they did that where the whole planet gets destroyed. I forget which one. Somebody in the chat might tell me. But there was a Star Trek, feature theatrical movie that had a shot where a space laser. It's not the same thing happening here, but anyway. Let's keep going. Yeah, Woman of Tomorrow, man. I haven't finished it yet, but the movie will finish it for me.
For Supergirl.
Aura farming.
Very cool. From that promo image.
Yes.
And I think we talked about this. I remember seeing
That's
this.
actually a really good shot. I like this shot. This is fantastic.
It's a good shot.
Yeah.
It's a little blurry. It's they didn't manage to get an HD pic, but it still looks pretty good. Despite this. So yeah. And then we have her on the space bus. She looks way younger here for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's
I
like
think it's the hair.
teeth.
I think it's the hair.
Or the hair. Maybe it's the hair.
It's
yeah,
the
she
hair.
looks way younger, but it looks good. I like the aliens in the background. Looks nice.
Yeah.
But then we have an exclusive look at Supergirl. Will be released on June 6th. A final trailer, maybe a specific scene like Where's the Dog in Superman. I really can't wait for anything from that movie. Supergirl will be at gross IGN Live, but not everyone can win.
What? Okay. Great. I'm just appreciating the summer of Supergirl. You could tell that they've really continued the push here, so it's good to see. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you could also remember, guys, you could see it in real 3D.
It's
real
D 3D.
Fucking watch movies in 3D anymore?
It's real D 3D, John. Real D
3D. Oh, it's got that D. It's got that my extra big D for you. It's got that
real D in 3D.
D 3D. Yeah, I'm right there. Okay. But yeah, you guys can see it in real D 3D. Rules, fucking excuse me.
I don't make the rules.
Who fucking watches movies in 3D anymore? The only reason I ever see a movie in 3D anymore is because it's like it's either the time or I want to see it in the Dolby theater, and that's the only one that's available. It's like
no, it's the only 3D movie I've seen in the last 10 years of the 3D movies are like Avatar films, but like
yeah, pretty much.
Actually good.
It's just only the Avatar films.
Yeah,
I think that's that. I think that was the last one I saw.
Yeah,
real 3D's nuts. Anyway, but James Gunn released these character posters. You got the blue and yellow. I love how Lobo. It's like pink. It's like bright pink. It's like it's so different.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you got Puppy Crypto with the yellow and blue, and then you got Krem with the green and yellow, like boogers. Very nice. He's, you know what? He's kind of got that honka-honka-ism about him. He's a little Jared Leto Joker a little bit.
Yeah, Caleb, get on that. Change your profile.
Yeah, mainly with that fucking grill he has right there.
We live in a society, as it were.
Real double D 3D with XXX ray glasses.
Yeah, that's exactly the marketing that they use for their theaters. Well, Infinity Vision is a good question. I don't think Infinity Vision exists until the
until Doomsday, and then it will cease to exist.
Yeah. But John, there was one more. Evie got one too.
Yeah, Evie looks great too.
Like
I like
pinkish red.
Give more children swords. Like that's just like an automatic win right there. Just give them a sword. Give them a thirst for revenge. That's what I want to see. I'm sure.
I just love how
I believe Eve Ridley is her name. That's the actress, right? Eve Ridley.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure she's gonna do a great. Like again, I'm excited for bits and pieces of this movie. Just like give a kid a sword, maybe give a kid a gun. Like just fucking go all in on it.
What? The John's views
not
do not
in
represent
real
the views
life.
of the channel.
In movies, come on now.
Okay.
80s fantasy kids with swords. Yeah, give them like a crossbow or something. Just give a kid a sword. Like, what's the harm? It's a dull blade. It's not gonna actually do anything. It's in a movie. It's fake. It's fine. We need to see more kids with swords, or if they don't have a sword, have them get murked. We need to have more child death in movies. That's what I want to see. Either a kid with a sword or a kid who dies. No in between. Even if it's a family-friendly movie. I want to see Bonnie get murked in Toy Story 5. That's the movie I want to see. Just gets yeeted across a football field. Joke's on you, I don't have any cousins that are children anymore, so,
This is great.
Not in real life. In a movie where it's not actually loaded. Well, unless it's like an Alec Baldwin movie, but we don't talk about that. So, anyway, yeah, kids with swords. John approves.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put up a disclaimer for you guys. We don't want to get sued by Warner Brothers.
Why would we get sued? It's just an opinion. They can't sue me for an opinion, right?
No, but this is why we put the disclaimer up. That's just to clarify the situation. But anyway, I think we got to move on to the main event of the evening, John, which is Man of Tomorrow. So, John, we are here. It's Bulge Watch has begun. It is the summer of Superman and Lex Luthor and, well, Man of Tomorrow. And we got to dive into it. We're going to start with the Lex war suit.
There it is. And people are already complaining about it because they have no lives. Look, now this I love. This is brilliant. I got you. You're not the only one with dark humor, motherfucker.
But this looks great. I mean, where the hell are they filming this? This looks fucking awesome.
Like, I like how it looks bulky. Like, it looks like, I don't know if realistic is the right word, but I like how big. Because the thing is, remember,
you gotta fit a real freaking human inside.
One, you gotta fit a real guy in there, and it's it's practical. One, it's practical. Two, you gotta fit a guy in there, leading off of the practicality thing. But remember, they're probably fighting in space, so this has to double as like an astronaut outfit, like a space suit. So, like, you know, that's kind of the vibe here. So, like, that cool. Works. Because I know people are like, oh, it's not as sleek, but I'm like, here's the thing. I'm willing to bet you money that if it was sleek, if it was like kind of like the John Cryer version, and we'll get to that soon enough. If it was more like that, people would complain that it looks too much like Iron Man. Oh, it just looks like Green Iron Man. So it's like you can't win.
I agree.
Win.
I think James gonna
no matter what they were gonna do, it was gonna be loose. But I like how it's bulky. Like I like that vibe. I don't know where the fuck they are right now on the goddamn beach. But like, you know, at least Darth Vader can't get them. He hates sand too much.
Maybe it's the beaches of Metropolis. It gets everywhere, John. You know.
Yeah, it's coarse and rough.
Coarse and rough. Yeah. George Lucas trying to do his best Shakespeare impression. But John, we'll get. I mean, we start off with.
To be fair, we have gotten other versions, but we'll get to that soon enough.
Yeah. I like that this is again. It's very practical, and probably for
John Cryer from the Supergirl show.
Not Superman. What? John Cryer was not born when Superman 4 came out, or he was.
No, he was. He was in Superman 4. He was Lenny Luthor. He was Lex Luthor's nephew. Yeah.
Oh my fucking god. Okay.
He's old, man. He's like in his 50s. What are you talking about?
Okay. You know what? I thought he was younger than that. Never mind. That makes sense.
He was part of the Brat Pack in the 80s because he was in what was it, 16 Candles? Yeah.
You know, you're right.
He was Ducky.
I digress.
Yeah, but to be fair, everybody forgets Superman 4. Not a good thing to remember. So,
well, unless you're watching that AI reel where like drunk Superman shows up with Christopher Reeve. But...
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Anyway, but here it's more AI, but like here's like a kind of a zoom in on what it would look like. But yeah, so it's looking good. Oh, look at that face. But yeah, this is kind of more zoomed in. You can kind of see, you know,
the Argus
logo. A bit of that Argus logo. So it is Argus made, or you know, they have to put the stamp on everything because, you know, it's technically all right. You're fighting for us now, so like.
Well, the world of the DCU is run by corporations. James Gunn already told us that.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, these are all the quote unquote war suits because the only real war suits we have are from Supergirl and Man of Tomorrow. Technically, Superman and Lois was a stolen John Henry Irons steel suit. So technically, it's not his actual war suit, but it was close for that show. But yeah,
like, you know, we're gonna like just work around.
And I will say, I was surprised at the Supergirl suit because it actually looks like, honestly, it doesn't look too bad for a TV budget. I will give them that. Like it doesn't look half bad.
I mean, it looks great when it's not moving, but you know. The animation wasn't the best, John, but
well, yeah, but like it still looks halfway decent. But the helmet looks weird because it looks like a knight. It looks like a medieval knight, which is weird. But like outside of that, it looks good.
Yeah. Talking analog computer, I would take that. I mean, it's a little Captain America.
Yeah, that's like from I have no mouth and I must scream.
Yeah. Well, you know what, John? That's the latest iteration of the Lex suit, but. Let's talk about the set photos, because, like, holy shit, now we got a, like, gold mine here. Summer of Superman is back, and the Bulge Watch is on. So let's get into it, shall we? It looks like they rebuilt the the front of First Metropolis Bank, except it's in Atlanta, and that was before the shooting started. Because before the filming started. I don't want to misconstrue my words. I'm sure they'll be shooting in the movie. But John, they've been on set now for today is night 2 of filming, and it looks like they're filming some action stuff that does take place at night. So they were prepping it during the day. Yeah. Oh, hello. Hi, Ihtisham Najib from Pakistan. Welcome on in. Thank you for tuning in. Let's keep going, John. I mean, these are just like the setup photos, because like let's get to the part where we talk about Superman on the set in Atlanta, because this stuff is now from yesterday, as we're gonna work our way up to what's happening here in the now. But yeah, David Cornsweet on set. There you go. I mean, we saw something like this for Superman a couple of years ago, when clearly whatever he's holding on to, that's like they're gonna replace that with, I don't know if it's gonna be a kaiju foot or whatever he's trying to hold down. But also it looks like in this case Superman's meant to be in the air. But John, the fact that again that they're filming this practically, again, they're doing this in a way where a lot of times you might just do this on a green screen set and then just like fill in the surroundings with CGI. But we do know they end up still doing a lot of work, because he's wearing like a whole suit that keeps him hooked onto the wires. So what they'll end up doing is in post they'll kind of replace it, or they'll kind of like do some work on it, like it's like photoshopping but with video, where you won't see the outlines of like the harness that he's wearing under the suit. And they'll probably like tuck in some of the other parts as well, because it sits not only on the chest but also around your waist. So like those the trunks look even bigger than they usually would. But yeah, John, let's keep going. Let's just keep going. We got a lot of set photos to get through. I know there's a bunch of this sequence that they were filming yesterday, and yeah, David Cornsweet, we talked about
here's
more
Superman. Of him in the air a little bit.
Yeah, because
like
David Cornsweet was on set more often than pretty much anybody else. It looks like yesterday was mostly a Cornsweet like day. Like he was there, and these things could take almost an entire day to film and prep. But yeah, I mean, in the movie, these are like money shots, because like they might have a close up of Cornsweet here as Superman. But yeah, this is in Atlanta, Steven. This is not in Cleveland yet. Although it looks like they have been prepping parts of Cleveland. Like we have seen like the Daily Planet vans and stuff, like prop vehicles make it up there. So they're gonna move there eventually. But John, the biggest thing here is he's got long hair. He's growing it out, not only in the front but also in the back.
So it's the reverse of Man of Steel. Instead of cutting it down, he's growing it out. Mm-hmm. I still stand by. We both stand by that the Man of Steel hair was way better than the BVS hair.
I love the Man of Steel look.
I love the floofy hair.
What the fuck are you doing? Like slicking it back?
Yes, it was too. It was just like it looked like he was like a guy from American Psycho in BVS. Mm-hmm. It didn't look right. It wasn't bad. It was just
heroic. It just felt off. Like I was like, no need to slick it down. Like puff it out. Like I don't know. It just looked better on Henry Cavill. But this is great.
I guess the reason they did it was because he has the fluffy hair when he's Clark Kent, so they want to slick it back. So like, oh, we got to do the Christopher Reeve thing where it's like slicked back for Superman. So
I don't get it. I don't like it. I don't get it. I don't want it. I don't whatever. Dude, I'm seeing more and more like Lex Warsuit video online now. We gotta like get past just.
I don't know if it's gold and crimson though, but if this is the look, then I kind of like the vibe here. But yeah, looking good.
Yep, absolutely, it is looking good. It does look. Ooh, they're shooting some action today. All right. Najib's already been looking at this. I like this enhanced photo. This is. It may be a little bit of AI enhancements, but you can clearly tell the harnesses that he's wearing, that the wires are attached to, and that stuff is going to get replaced. Do you think the logo is looking a little more shiny, or like maybe that's a golden yellow, or is that just a
shinier?
Yeah, like it's. I still think the design of the suit is more or less the same as what we saw before. But I like the 90s hair. I like this is more the comic book Man of Steel hair, I think. Nighttime
it's not exactly the mullet, but it's close.
Yeah. But I think it looks good on David Cornsweet. I think he looks great in this. The dawn of the mullet. Yeah. No yellow trims on the logo. Yeah, I think they didn't even really have that in most of the Superman stuff either. or from a distance, it just when you do some AI enhancements, some of that detail can go missing. If you scroll down here, I mean, I think they have more pics towards the bottom of this article.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's mostly the same.
He had this to say in regards to everything is that Gunn shared a few more details about the warsuit. Nicholas Hoult can move incredibly well. It's unbelievably mobile, and in the movie version, he's added unbreakable plexiglass. So he also confirmed that the first look photo was 100% practical, and said it was made by Judiana Makovsky and her team with Legacy Effects. So, yeah.
Yeah,
so we're seeing a little bit more.
Yeah. So it was mostly him probably practicing and then getting a few shots of holding something above him. That was Superman. That was yesterday. I think we have a few more angles maybe from Just Jared, John, and then then we got to get into some of the stuff from today. This is stuff we have seen, but obviously there's other shots where they were filming.
We got the bulge, guys. Right,
the bulge. There. Ooh, it's right there. You can zoom in on this. It's right there. It's the return of Bulge Watch is. There's the shot right there. Now, gonna zoom in on this. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. It's the bulge is bulging, John. The bulge is bulging.
This looks cool. This is aura right here.
Just because it's got a light behind him. Look.
Well, I think the suit is going to be a mix of CGI and practical. Like, it's probably when he's moving around, it's going to be like cleaned up with CGI. If I were to take this.
No, that's what I was saying earlier. Like all that harness, like all the wire work is going to get removed, and then they nip and tuck stuff in so it looks more like what his body is meant to look like. But yeah, doing it practically. I mean, and doing it practically.
We got even a behind him, so that's good. Like that.
It's just, again, the aura of like him walking around with the cape on. It's always like, you're like, oh my God, that's Superman.
And then we got the man of the hour,
James Gunn. He's like, he always knows where the photographers are. Yeah.
Aura.
No, Justin Geeky Guy, we like the suit being bulky, like the Lex suit. So we will get into that later. But this is great. Just Jared, man, working overtime. Awesome. All right, so that's a lot of look at Superman. Well, it's not going to be as wrinkly for this stuff because a lot of it's going to look better on camera. Certainly for this stuff, because a lot of it is going to be like CGI, remove the wire work. Like, again, just you don't see the harnesses and all the safety equipment that David Cornsweet is probably wearing to, make sure that he doesn't hurt himself if one of the wires, fails or something. So, but yeah, is there anything new in this? I think there were more videos. Again, just more him hanging in the air, like you just don't care. So, when will we get our first look at Brainiac? You know what, Justin, you guy, it could be any day now. Literally any day now, because it just depends on if Brainiac is going to be a part of this whole fight sequence. Because it does look like. Oh, can you zoom in on? Can you go full screen on that?
Hold on, let me.
Because it looks like they're filming tonight. Yeah, what they're filming tonight is a continuation of this whole sequence. So it looks like it's related to the bank maybe somehow. And there you go. A ton of wire work going on here. So a lot of safety stuff. This is probably second unit. This is a lot of second unit rehearsals. So yeah, that's what's
here's the thing I noticed that. Why is this in a different language? Right here, this poster.
What the fuck?
This is clearly in Georgia because the Georgian Terrace Hotel.
Well, but that's not part of the set. That's not part of the set. What is that language?
Is this like Kryptonian? Because I don't know what the fuck that language is.
That's just a font, John. I don't think that this is something.
Because I have no idea what it says. I'm sorry.
I don't know what it says either. But there's a hole in the wall, and the second unit stunt team is practicing how to do this move. You know what this is? I think.
Oh, it's award-winning. Oh,
that's okay. See, it's just a font. It's just
fucking weird ass fonts, man. Why are you making it look like a fucking other language?
All right. Well, let's keep going. We got more photos. Let's get to the because dude, they got the Lex.
See that, like
suit.
it looked fucking weird, man. I don't know. But now we got DC film news. Well, hold on. Let me scroll through.
I would say go pretty far. Well, go just above Jim Carrey, just above Jim Carrey, if you know what I mean.
Well, we got this. Well, it's like Don Giovanni.
That was during the day. So
not Giovanni Zatanna. Come on now. Zatara. Giovanni Zatara.
Ponce de Leon.
But yeah, here is.
Yeah, that's the real name of the street? I think actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Peacemaker is going to be stranded on that planet for quite some time. A couple of years.
Yes, sorry. And then here we have your boy.
They're blocking out some of the fight sequences. You can see they have stunt mats on the ground. So there's, this might even be the same location as what we saw earlier, where they were practicing somebody throwing all those stunt guys out of the way. Well, I mean, we're not seeing what the camera's seeing, but I'm sure there'll be colors in the movie.
Does this mean Court of Owls? No, just kidding.
There is a hole. Where there's a hole, there's a goal. If you were to ask,
this is a very holy set.
Mm-hmm. Wholly owned by Man of Tomorrow. But yeah, they had the blue screen behind it, so whatever is gonna be on the other side, they're gonna CGI that in later. Snyder directing Escape from New York. I'm very interested. John is not. So, but we kind of
no matter. I said this before. No matter who's directing it, it's gonna suck. Like Robert Rodriguez, I'm sure would have made probably another terrible movie. It's just it's the Carpenter remake curse. Like none of those movies are good. So
all right, let's keep going up, John. We gotta get to some Lex Warsuit action here because there's a lot.
They're about to block off the view of the bus, and Jim Carrey's like, "Oh, come on!"
Yeah.
Anyway, but Lex Luthor, here we see the mech. There's his bald ass head right there.
Is he back there? Yes, he's back there. Okay, I kind of see him. Oh, that's really far away. Okay, there's the bus that people were talking about. Well, keep going, John. There's much better video now. Like if you keep scrolling
I know
up,
there is much better, but we still see him. There he is. There's the man, the myth, the legend. Oh.
Nope. Let's keep going. There's not much else there. This is just more of the same.
A little bit there. See
more of this. No, you scrolled all the way to the top.
No, it reset.
Okay.
The fucking
oh, it's all good.
Thing.
All good. So that's AI, I think.
But yeah, then we have this shot where we were looking at before, but with your boy there.
Are they fighting Brainiac drones? Do you think that's what these people that the stunt guys were gonna be playing? Like, are those
maybe?
You mean like human drones?
Yeah, suit's practical, man. Suit's practical.
Suit's very practical.
Holy rusted metal Batman. Yeah, that was fucking great.
You can see they've got some camera rigging there, but let's keep going. So, I mean, also for wire work, when you're doing it outdoors, you got to like rig it all up on cranes and stuff. So
yeah. Oh, here.
But, yeah.
Oh, it looks like it's a Lex Luthor
Superman
fight scene.
Yep.
Okay.
Lex Luthor and Superman going at it.
Okay, so what it looks like is the wire work was like Lex get out of my way, and it's like pushing them out of the way when they're fighting.
Other soldiers or cops, or who was he doing? Because then Superman gets involved.
Maybe.
Yeah. Also, this is meant to be a stand-in for Metropolis, because this is in Atlanta, but this is standing for this. It looks like, I mean, you would think this implies, because we started off by talking about First Metropolis Bank. Maybe, I don't know if it would be, I kind of put it like beneath Lex to be like, robbing banks, but I don't know. The movie can get this movie.
Well, we're gonna see soon, because we have a couple videos of Nicholas Hoult. 1A. Here he is.
There he is.
He's fucking moving. He's moving better than I am in the suit than I am alone. Look at how movable that is. That's crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy.
Most of the heft seems to be on the top half of the suit. Like a lot of the
because they probably saw like fucking RoboCop where Peter Weller couldn't move downstairs while he was wearing the suit. That's actually a real thing. When Peter Weller was in the RoboCop suit for the first movie, he couldn't move downstairs, so he was just half the time when he was either walking downstairs or in a car, he was just in his underwear. Like, because they just had to fucking take the things off because he couldn't move down the stairs. So everything had to be from the waist up so that it looked proper. So yeah, it's crazy how, how far we've come. So.
Well, I mean, we're gonna see more of him because he's not just moving around walking. There's more than just walking going on today that they're filming. I just love again the genius of like just do it in practically in camera.
Here's the thing: everyone's like, "Oh, it's Buzz Lightyear," but the thing is, again, that makes sense in a weird sort of way because it's supposed to be a spacesuit. They're probably fighting Brainiac in fucking space, so it's gonna need to double as a spacesuit. Duh.
Dude, go to the photos, go to the stills, because the color is not quite being caught well in that. You can see very much there's a lot of green and purple. Very, very much the Buzz Lightyear look, as it were. I bet you the color will probably look a little bit different on camera.
Lex Luthor did it first, so...
I know he did it first. I'm just saying people's comparisons are like... It's a fair comparison, but especially when there's a Toy Story movie coming out this year. But I like the look of it. It's probably going to look less, cartoony when you see it in the movie because the texture is going to come across better. But I mean, Justin McGee guys asking, why do you think Superman will have to recruit Lex in Man of Tomorrow? Well, I mean, as of right now, he's not recruiting him, he's just fighting him. But...
Well, it seems like it's going to be Argus, I would imagine. Like, all right, maybe if it's like, okay, Argus. It's going to be like, all right, if you want a lighter sentence, you got to fight Brainiac with Superman. And here's the thing, you got to fight with Superman because he's the best hero we have right now. So,
yeah.
Good luck.
Enterprising is so happy right now, and I'm happy for you.
So, and then here you see DC fans. We see a little bit of green right there, and then
so this is again when he's this is the Superman ground and pound move when he's got the Lex suit. Well, Lex on the ground.
Right. We don't need to hear about Superman pounding. All right.
I mean, we've been talking about his bulge for years at this point, so I feel like
poor David Cornsweet. This is Men's Mental Health Month. Let's not objectify men this month.
Oh man, I'm trying to see if there's any more new images. I mean, but if you go back to just the walking shot, like that looks impressive, and it looks like they're actually been. I thought they were filming. Let's see, they've saw something else that looked more recent where they're filming some action as well. Let's see, did I miss it? I'm trying to see because I mean, this is like again people on Twitter posting this stuff, so we're trying to grab what we can and take a look. But I mean, as the night goes on, I'm sure there'll be more photos to come and more videos to come. I don't know, John, if you're seeing anything else that I'm missing here.
I don't think so.
I'm just going to do a quick search for Man of Tomorrow. It does look like they're shooting more stuff where... I mean, so, John, do you think Lex is going to come popping out from that wall eventually? Or...
Maybe.
Yeah. All right, let me actually... You know what? Hold on. I'm going to send you... Yeah, he does look like a bit like a giant. Super pound. Yeah, I'm sure that's what Superman does. John, I just sent you a link for another video, a different angle of the Lex Bohr suit when he's walking. Yeah, Lex's suit has more green than Lantern's. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not entirely wrong about that. I was trying to see if I can.
Where I don't see it.
It's in our private chat on StreamYard.
Oh, okay. I thought you sent it on Slack. Okay.
Yeah. Also, it looks like a lot of the stuff is okay. So I'm gonna get you another link right now. It doesn't look like that's Nicholas Hoult. It looks like it's a stunt double in there. So again, a lot of second unit stuff happening. Obviously, what they're doing with David Cornsweet as Superman, David Cornsweet is there himself. But it does look like they've got a stuntman in the suit. Mostly for Lex Luthor right now, unless I'm not seeing it correctly. I
don't know. The first shot looked like Nicholas Hoult to me, but maybe it's just blurry and they pick someone who almost exactly like him. Then sure, but
well, dude, I mean that's what a stuntman is.
Not all the time. Sometimes they look really wonky. Like you didn't capture them; you captured their stunt doubles. Anyway.
All right, I sent you a couple more there. So as I'm finding them, I'm bringing this. So let's take a look, because we get a better look at that action sequence, like of who might be getting tossed out through that hole in the wall. I bet you that's probably going to be like the worst. Either that's Superman getting punched through the wall, or it's the Lex war suit. But given that Superman's doing a whole ground and pound thing after, I'm guessing that it's more. Well, not really.
I mean, I'm sure Lex wants that, because this dude is gay for Superman. It's like it's not even a joke.
I mean, if he's not getting enough from the engineer already, if you go off of what Maria Gabriela de Faria.
I will say I do love Lex Luthor's theme in Superman. It was so fucking good, bro. I love that like hard rock theme.
Yep.
So fucking good.
All right, like go to the next one. Go to the next link, because I think the next one is really takes the cake. Like this, or did I not send you all of them? So yeah, you see that there. A bunch of people, and then did you see somebody just got tossed along? It's definitely feels like a funeral, yeah, because everybody's wearing black and they're walking along the sidewalk, and then that's clearly just a stuntman in a suit on wires, that they get tossed out and they go sliding on that stunt mat. But I have a feeling that's going to end up being obviously either, I'm gonna say it's either going to be Lex Luthor in the war suit, or that's going to be Superman. But like, wow, okay. So let's see what else. Like, I'm gonna see if there's any more. So it looks like a lot of what they've done so far is they're doing some testing, they're doing some rehearsals, a lot of second unit stuff. What they were doing with Superman, it looks like they got some shots yesterday, and that was David Cornsweet himself. So he's doing his own stunts, because I mean, obviously just hanging off wires and stuff is probably enough for him to be able to do, and they're probably going to get some close-ups there. But then as far as, I think they practice, or they might have even been filming some of that fight between Superman and the Lex Luthor stand-in. But yeah, okay. I don't know, John, what else do we have? Is that it? I think we ran out.
I think that's it. All right.
Your thoughts? Day 2 of filming in Atlanta, out in the public. I mean, they've been filming this movie for a while. It's just been at sound stages, but now we get to take a look at it, because it's out in the wild, as it were. It looks like this is probably just the beginning of maybe the rest of the week, them doing the same thing. It looks nice.
Yeah.
Excited to talk about it the rest of the week. I'm sure there'll be more video that makes it up onto the internet, more videos, more photos, and we'll get into that. Yeah.
How dare you? Don't even put that thought in my head. He is the Rizzler. He is the man of the hour. Get out of that
John,
shit.
I don't know if you were able to go back to that image where Superman's currently just hanging in the air. It's one of the early ones, and you get like more of the mullet thing that we were talking about. But I was seeing that a lot of people are saying that the logo looks bigger.
That's what a lot of people are saying, but I haven't noticed much of a difference.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of hard to notice. Like I can't really tell if that logo is indeed bigger. It feels like it's about the same size as what it was. If it is bigger, it might be a subtle difference. Like, and it's kind of hard to tell from that angle. But yeah. Well, I mean, the first movie, Superman Metropolis, very much felt like Cleveland, even though in the world of the DCU it's part of Delaware. But like, fair enough. Yeah. I think Man of Tomorrow is going to be bigger than Superman in terms of the scope of the movie, and then hopefully that means it's going to be a more successful film as well at the box office, and even with critics and fans. So, what happens in Atlanta, Lex, stays in Atlanta. Yeah. Thank you. Well, we'll keep following it. And yeah, Summer of Superman is here. Bulge watch alert. I'm gonna have to pull out that graphic again, John. I don't know. Did we throw that away somewhere? Bulge watch.
Yeah, we
promo
got
the rest of this summer. Oh, man. Let me see.
But I did want a short little thing. Forgot to mention this, but just before we end today, guys, I finished the main story of Lego Batman. Do you guys want to talk about it?
Yeah. But before you do that, the return this summer of Bulge Watch. That's right, baby. We are well on our way. So stick around. We'll be talking. DCU Daily is there 5 days a week. So if you guys are new, hit subscribe. Anyway, continue, John.
But Lego Batman, I finished the main story. So what essentially, I pretty much got all this. I did all the side missions. I got all the stuff. I finished the main story, and it was a hell of a time. The only thing I need to get is all the stuff I didn't get like during the initial missions when I played the game, like all the trophies and all the Wayne caches and the red bricks. But outside of that, I pretty much finished I think I have like a 92.7%. But Lego Batman is a phenomenal game. I loved it heavily. I thought maybe there were points where it could be a little bit better, a little bit more fine-tuning, but considering that this is such a big game and they do plan to release DLCs, I can imagine they can add on to the story, because I just want to see more of this world, because honestly, it makes the movies better. Like, putting it on this like floating timeline kind of makes the movies better, because there's like added context, and having like Batman like start his journey, like you have the Batman Begins thing, and then it like bleeds into the Batman, and then Batman 89 and Returns and Forever, and Batman and Robin with a little bit of animated series in there, and then you have the rest of the Nolan trilogy. Like, it works. Like, it shouldn't work, but it does. But it has that perfect Lego humor that everyone loves. The only thing I don't like narratively is the weird thing with Robin's parents. I mentioned this before, where it's like his parents don't die, but Batman adopts him anyway. And people are like, oh, because they can't show the death of his parents because it's a Lego game, but it's like they showed the death of the Waynes. So I don't know why they couldn't make that work, so that was kind of weird. But I thought for the most part, the main story was good. I wish there was more. Like, maybe it's because just I love the game and I want to see more of this world. I want to see more like of this version of Batman, where it's the context of all these movies on a floating timeline, but doing enough original stuff to make it work. And plus you have like I mean, it's a Lego game, so it embraces the silliness of the comics. Like, you have like Clue Master and Condiment King, and they reference the mutant leader from Dark Knight Returns, and then they also reference Deathstroke, and they reference all these like, you know, sillier villains. They got Black Mask in there, so it's a world of the movies, but they didn't leave it there. It's like they added so much. Add, don't subtract, essentially. It's like they added so much. It's like they used it's like sort of like, as I mentioned, the floating timeline, but they still added so much. Like, for instance, like, it honestly makes the Dark Knight series better, mainly the latter two movies, because like for the Joker, it's like you have that added history of Batman 89 where they did fight, and then they fight again, and it's like, and then you have the context of like Selena Kyle, where it's like, oh, they've been in a relationship for so long. They've been in a relationship since like Batman's early days when it was Batman Returns. So the context of Dark Knight Rises actually works and doesn't feel out of left field. And so like it's that added relationship. And then like with Bane being the mastermind, oh, I fucking coordinated everything. It's not like a last ditch effort that Nolan didn't plan. It works because they did plan it from the beginning. They have all that context, so they can make that entire thing work. And would I have liked to have seen Ra's al Ghul actually try to destroy Gotham like in Batman Begins? Yeah. But I think the most important part of Batman Begins is that he begun, and they have the beginning, and boom, there we go. It still works. So I really liked that aspect. I mean, getting like almost nothing in this game felt like a chore either. Yeah, I will say, like, I would say some of my biggest negatives is that it does too much side mission stuff, not enough story, because there's only 6 chapters, and the 6th chapter is essentially just Dark Knight Rises, and you have to defeat Bane and Talia, and that's kind of it. But again, it's the added context of like, you have help, you have Batgirl and Nightwing there, and it feels more like of the Bat family that is sorely missing from the movies, but it's adding it in there. It's not just like, oh, we need to have more playable characters. It feels like a lived in world. I would say some things are rushed. I know Geeky Guy mentioned this on one of the past streams when I talked about it, and I do kind of agree that the rush into Nightwing was not great. But considering that Nightwing is more popular as a character than Robin, then I can kind of see that, you know, I can see that. Like, but I think all of the voice work was really good. I think Steph something or other, Matheson, I think his name. I forget who voices Batman, but I didn't like him as first, but then he kind of grew on me towards the end. I think it works. It feels like he's kind of doing a Diedrich Bader impression, because that's like the most like noteworthy comedy Batman for this generation, where it's like, because you don't really see comedy Batman, it's pretty much Adam West, Diedrich Bader, and maybe like a couple others, but Diedrich Bader is like kind of the go-to comedy Batman voice actor, because Brave and the Bold was more of that like Silver Age like kind of vibe. So okay, so we're gonna do that. So I can kind of feel him doing that, and I'm like, and then at the end, I'm like, I wish I could hear Diedrich Bader right now, because he is the superior Batman voice. But I still think he did a very good job. I liked Alfred. He does that he's like, it shouldn't work, but it does. Like, he's so over the top with how he's like trying to do Michael Caine, but it works. Again, in the context of a Lego game, it's funny, where he's like, oh, joy, bruv, I gotta do the Cockney accent. Like, it's funny. Like, it's clearly like, you know, Michael Caine has that very heavy accent to the point it's kind of silly, but then in here it works. And then I said, this is honestly the person who plays Catwoman. I forget her name. I mentioned her initially, but when I talked about her a couple of streams ago, but honestly, she might be like my favorite Catwoman voice. I haven't, like, I would need to go back and like see all the animated Catwoman, but like, for me, it's like, she, like, even though it's a Lego game and it's meant for kids, like, she does the sexual sensuality of Catwoman very well. And I'm just like, damn, you didn't have to go this hard for a Lego game, but she did, and it worked. And she's like, she has like no profile picture on IMDb. She's essentially kind of a nobody. So I'm like, the fact that like a relative nobody did that well and is my favorite voice out of this entire game shows like, guys, hire more voice actors. Matthew Lillard already said this, like, stop hiring celebrities, hire fucking actual voice actors for fucking animated movies. So there's that. And then I liked the Nightwing. Batgirl was okay. I think she was probably the weakest voice, like, out of the main crew. I think Robin did okay as well, but I understand they are kind of more annoying, but that's kind of the point. But I also liked the Jim Gordon. I thought he did a really good job. But however, probably my favorite voice out of the entire game, it's just like what essentially Matthew Lillard did for Shaggy, I want Matt Berry to do for a comedy Bane, because whoever decided to cast Matt Berry as Bane, I hope both sides of your pillow are cool. I hope you wake up nice and refreshed every morning. I wish you beneficial days from here on out, because you deserve it. Because Matt Berry as Bane, he wasn't in it for very long, but holy fucking shit, Matt Berry as Bane was perfect. I want to see more Matt Berry as Bane. And I love how in the game, after you complete the main story, Bane, like, prank calls you on the bat phone, which is just phenomenal. I love that so much. He's just like, hello, Batman, I'm Gotham's Reckoning, what are you? Click. And it's just fucking great. I love it so much. But Catwoman and Bane, best voices. I would say the Joker was good. Two-Face was okay. I think Poison Ivy was okay. Nobody was bad. Like, nobody was bad. Like, just some were, like, way better than others. If I had any sort of real problems, is that there was too much side mission stuff. And not enough main story, because I understand you can only do so much, but I feel like you could have added another chapter of Robin in there. Like, I feel like this should have been 7 chapters. Like, you have, like, 2 per... Especially when Batman Forever is barely touched upon, and Batman and Robin gets 2 almost full chapters. And it's like, alright, guys, come on. Batman and Robin sucked. Why are you putting this much attention on Batman and Robin? But, because the thing is, I feel like having Riddler as the side missions, you kind of usurp that away from, like, what he could have had as a story, because we've had 2 movies with the Riddler, and yet he was not a main villain here. I think what they should have done is essentially not have Riddler as part of the side missions, just have the Clue Master missions, and then have Riddler as part of the main story. That's what I think. And then maybe introduce him later, because they introduced Clue Master. I think that it should have been reversed. It either should have had Riddler part of the main story, not the side missions, or you should have had Riddler after he's like defeated in the main story come in, like how Clue Master comes in later for chapter 3, have Riddler come in, and then you start doing the Riddler puzzles. So I think the Martha, that was great. I almost forgot to mention that, because you do go in to interrogate Joker like in The Dark Knight, where he's, and because they have this like thing of like, where is Bane? And so Batman's like, where's Bane? Where's Bane? Bane, where is he? And then he's like, Martha. And then Joker's like, why did you say that name? He's like, I don't know. That was weird. And then like they continue on, and like, that was weird. And so that was great. I was laughing my ass off. Thank you for mentioning that, because that was so funny. But yeah, the main story works. I like, this whole game was such a great experience. I'm gonna eventually replay the missions, maybe start a new save on a more like difficult, with more difficulty, higher difficulty, because I did it on Cape Crusader because I wasn't sure. I hadn't played a Lego game in a while. I don't know if this was way harder or not, and I usually suck in video games anyway. So I was like, let's see Cape Crusader, but it was so fucking easy, and so I'll probably try Dark Knight later on. But I plan to replay to find all the red bricks, find all the trophies, find all the Wayne caches. So there's that. I think that's it, because I don't have any major negatives. Like, the only thing is like the quote unquote negatives I have are like nitpicks. I actually don't remember. I didn't have that in the game, so I don't know where you can find that. I gotta try and find that. But the quote-unquote negatives I have is the Robin narrative stuff was weird. How his parents didn't die and then he gets adopted by Batman anyway. I thought that was weird. Too many side mission stuffs and not enough story. And some of the voice work could have been a little bit better. But, like, honestly, that's kind of it. Like, I don't really hate anything about this game. Yeah, some of the side mission stuff can get annoying. Like, I feel like you should have had, when the Wayne caches, what they should have had is, like, they should have only had those just be out in the open. They shouldn't have had puzzles. Like, because you already have Clue Master puzzles, Riddler puzzles, and puzzles in the main story. Like, I get it. It's a Lego game. It's a platformer puzzle game. I get it. That's too many puzzles, bro. Like, we have Riddler, we have Clue Master, we have the stuff in-game, but, like, the fact that you added that in addition, because you have Wayne caches that are just out where you just press the button, you get a Wayne chip, and then you can upgrade your gear. But, like, they should have just had that. Like, they shouldn't have had, like, the additional, like, puzzles that go along with it. Because they were so, like, needlessly, like, and I'm, like, I'm thinking about, like, if, going back when I played, like, the initial Lego Batman game when I was, like, 7, 8 years old, I'm like, I wouldn't have had the fucking patience for this. Like, I love how, like, the start of this game, you have to pick your age, and it's, like, it just has over 27. You can't pick your age over 27. That's just like that. But it's like, I can't imagine like super young kids playing this like with the like other Lego games. I get it because it's supposed to be like having an Arkham style, so maybe it is made for older kids. But like, I can't imagine like super young kids having the fucking patience to sit down and really play this. I would imagine they would play the main story and then be finished. Like, I'm not playing like the rest of it. Screw that. But, I don't know, maybe kids are built different nowadays, but, yeah, if I were to give it anything, I could probably give it a 9.5 out of 10. Like, it has some nitpicks, and I want to see more, not enough main story, but I'm sure they could rectify that with DLC. So, yeah, great stuff. I love playing with, like, there's so many different skins. I love all the Batmobiles. I love how, like, other characters get different, like, cars and stuff like that. I love all the Nightwing suits were great. The Catwoman suits were great. Just like, I love the different weapons. Again, another small negative is that Robin and Nightwing being the same character, like literally it's just Dick Grayson again. I wish like maybe you didn't have Robin, like he stops being a playable character, because it's essentially the same character. The only thing different is that Nightwing has like electrified fucking cables and batarangs, but outside of that, like they're the same character. Just one's older and this one's a kid. So I just wish like they could have done something differently with that. But yeah, again, nitpick. Most of these are nitpicks. Like if you have the money, I would say get the game. If you don't, wait for a sale. But like, I would say try to get it because I fucking love this game. It was so fun. I will definitely try to play it more in the future. Even though I've finished it technically, finished everything on the main map and all that. I just got to replay the main story. But yeah, this was great. This was fun. I loved another thing I loved was the Waylon Jones side mission. That was great. The Fortune, I also liked the Falcone Fortune. That was good. But yeah, great stuff. Highly recommended. Go play it if you can. If you can't, I would say just make sure you're looking out for Steam sales. So yeah, that's kind of it. Go have fun with it. But that's it for Lego Batman. And that's it for DCU Daily. Let's, get rid of the music. But yeah, guys. There we go. Thanks for watching. We still have Tier List Tuesday. Hopefully it'll be a little bit quicker than that. Sorry, I was just gushing. I know, I probably went too long. I apologize. I was just gushing. I love the game. You got to have your Stargate rant. I can have Lego Batman, okay?
I'm not complaining.
I rarely gush about anything. Everyone says I'm a hater. So, I gotta gush about something, right?
Your words, not mine, John. But yeah, on that note, we're going to be back with Tier List Tuesday in a few minutes. So if you guys are watching us live, then keep an eye out because we'll be live again. But until then, keep it here because we'll be back tomorrow, the day after. We'll be here on Friday. DCU Daily 5 days a week. Bulge Watch is on. And it's on like Donkey Kong because, oh, hell yeah. They're filming in Atlanta. So we'll be talking all about it. You guys stick with us. And we got you covered. So until next time.
Gotta be blessed all day, every day.
Exactly.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see.
Right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you really I'm doing sublime. I never wait in a stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all in the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto.
Hunka hunka.
And remember, fuck Jeff Snyder, Tom King, and David Ellison, baby.
Why so serious?
But Lego Batman is goated. Go get it.